Ha! There he is.
We figured it out. Hold on, let me set this up. Okay, I'm moving back.
There we go.
Here.
Yeah, you see everybody.
Here's Maggie.
Oh, very nice. So how you doing, brother?
She's fixing it. My OCD wife.
Oh.
Hey, watch this wiggle. Here it goes.
There we go. What a little cutie.
Maggie May. She's mad because her. What are you doing, silly girl? That's good, honey. It don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
I forgot my coffee.
Uh-oh.
I got Kool-Aid water today.
Oh, that'll work. So how's it going, everybody in the chat? Hope you guys are doing good. And I told you we got the man and the legend here. This is awesome. Mr. Hoggy. Hoggy's in the house. So, this is your first live ever?
Yeah, first ever live. Never done. No, I did something with, but it was with Jordan at last year's HHST.
Very cool.
No, the one everybody talks about where we're talking about tubes and stuff or whatever. He's asking me questions. Nathan, what did I say, Jordan? It was Nathan Masters, not Jordan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good video, I guess.
So you've done a lot of these tournaments, eh? You've gone to a bunch of them?
About every one except for out west. I've been to first one I ever went to was the last one Dan Ambrosius ever hosted, southeast and Horse Pens, Alabama in 21. Then I went to Swamp Stomp with Patrick. Then I went to East Coast. This 2022. Then I went to HHST. That's first year, wasn't it? It was 2022. Then we went to SRSS, and I went to Spooktacular in 2022 that Robert Pursley hosted, his one and only tournament. And then the South 2022. I've been the one that Josh Deals did 2 years. So I've been to every one except out west.
Wow, I'm hoping to get up to one. I'm hoping to get up to one eventually, but we'll see how that goes.
We was going to go to Swamp Stomp last year, but then that was the last one because they lost access to the property. And Swamp Stomp has this hateful target on the last of their woods course. It's a big old target, but when catch it turns like this, I had the perfect shot going right to it, right like this. Here's the target, right? It goes.
No. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It was terrible.
That is heartbreaking.
If I could reach that target, I'd pulled it down and stomped on it.
I bet.
But it was fun. We had fun there.
Don't eat the bees, Benny.
That was the best time I ever placed in. I placed 13th out of at that one.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean stopping me? The warden's bossing me around. Look, she pushed me into the side. She can't hear no more. You hear her laughing?
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah. What are you shooting today?
Like the squeaking sound. Huh? What now?
What are you shooting here today? Or what are you gonna be shooting today?
What'd you say now?
I said, what are you going to be shooting today?
I'm thinking about shooting this one right here. Hold on, I gotta get it. You'll like this one. See, this is a preview. Look at the box.
Oh, very cool.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? Here it comes. Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, very nice. Oh, you got one there.
Barn Billy. Yeah. I got a secret about it, but I can't tell you till you get yours.
Oh, okay.
See, look right there. There it is.
That's beautiful, eh? Mine is
Like
in
an
the
old
country. Mine's in the country, but it's still about 4,000 kilometers away. So
Oh, really?
I got a few more days to go.
Well, so you're in the upper part of Canada?
No, I'm far east. So I'm east,
Okay.
about an hour from the U.S. border. Hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty close. But Canada is really, really wide. So we got it came up from Washington. Dropped down to LA, and then went across the border into Vancouver. And Vancouver is about 4,300 and something kilometers from my house. So it's a good distance. Yeah, it's about as far west as you can get, and I'm pretty close to as far east.
What are you laughing at? If you look like brothers. Hey, do we look like brothers? Somebody said.
Oh yeah.
In the chat.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
A mini poodle. Somebody's asking what Maggie was. She's a mini poodle. The second, it goes standard, mini, then toy. She's a mini poodle.
Yeah, Benny's got Benny's Aussie Doodle part mini poodle, a mini poodle also.
See, a good dog. That's why he's so smart, digging up stuff and laying in it.
Yeah, he loves to dig. I'm gonna let him in the house. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, good. He needs to be in here where we can see him.
Come on.
Here he comes. You'll like him, Dad. You look at him.
Yeah, he's asking to go.
Get me in that picture because I'm so big.
I've had him out. I've had him outside all morning chasing the ball this morning, and he wants to go lie down in the air conditioning for a while. he'll be back. Yeah, I got him running.
Yeah. Yeah, Maggie she don't like the mules at our house. There's a farm.
Oh.
And the dude has leased his property to his 14 mules, and she does not like them. Every time she sees them, she barks and barks and barks.
Oh.
You know how dogs are.
Yeah. They get all attitude-y or with her?
Well, no, they kind of look at her like, get away from here, little thing.
Yeah.
We scared, but boy, she gets serious.
Yeah.
You know how dogs are. They're crazy.
Yeah. Let's see who we got in the chat here so far. We got Chuck and Steele's in the house. Jeff Rivney.
Hey, Chuckin. See me chucking. I'm right here.
How's it going, Mr. Z? And thank you very much, buddy. Leon, how's it going?
Leon Squat.
Billy T. I think I got Jeff Rivney. Robert Patton, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Robert, all of them. They're good folks.
Yeah, Lone Wolf. Luigi.
Yeah, Lone Wolf.
Rex. Woo. Al, we got everybody in here today. B.
That watch for all the subscriptions to go down now that I've been on.
No way. It'll only go up. I got the legend on with me today.
I ain't no legend. The legend worst shooter in all the sport.
I don't know about that, buddy. I've been saying this for years that you're the glue that keeps the slingshot community together, and that's truth.
Well, it's fun stuff, I gotta say.
It really is, eh?
It's sort of like golf, but not as frustrating. One good shot makes up for all the bads.
It's so true, you know. You can get
Yeah.
out sometimes and do some shooting, stink it up for the whole day, but you put those 5 or 6 good shots together, and that's what sticks out for the rest of the day, you know. Yeah, I love that.
There you go. Every time. Yeah. Do you shoot
That's
8
gotta be the best.
millimeter mostly?
Yeah, mostly 8mm, but I do dabble with 9.5.
Yeah. If you want to put a dent in a can, 9.5's the thing to do it because it'll put a big clunk in it.
Oh yeah.
But if you want But the best shooter of small ammo I've seen is Patrick Richardson. He come by here one day and we were shooting at a camp.
Oh wow! I can't shoot quarter inch. I've tried so many times. Oh, I can barely feel it in my hand. It's
Yeah.
way too small for me.
It's a little bit bigger than BB, but not as bad. You know, the 177.
Yeah.
But Destiny shoots a quarter inch. She likes it pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But
I gave it a try because you're getting you're getting your ammo cheaper because it's less weight, right?
Yeah.
The smaller, and I was like, oh man, maybe I'll go to quarter inch and see how that goes. Nope, couldn't hit a damn thing with it. It was terrible. I was shooting all over. By the time I was done shooting my paper target, trying to figure it out, it looks like I hit it with buckshot a few times from a long distance.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. 8mm is about small as I want to go, and 9.5 about as big as I want to go.
Me too.
Now Dan Hood, he shoots them cannonballs, 12mm.
Oh, that's crazy.
Everybody likes when he goes in a woods course before us. They got something to aim at because when his hits, it makes a big old dent and knocks paint off.
You can hear it from Canada, probably, eh?
Yeah,
shooting that big old steel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's big stuff. But yeah, he likes them big ammos.
Yeah, I've tried 11mm steel a couple of times, just trying to get a hold of it, a little bit when I was planning on doing some hunting and stuff like that. I figured I'd give that a try, but man, the 11mm steel, I just could not wrap my head around it. I just didn't like the feeling of it. It felt way too big, too hard to get a decent release out of, and I ended up using pit locating pouches because really, when you put an 11mm steel inside of a regular pouch, and if you've got like a 1.5 millimeter thickness on your pouch, you're actually looking at like 14 millimeters steel because it's really, really thick what you're holding on to. So I started using a pit locating pouch, and it's probably somewhere around 11.5 at the end when you're holding it. It was a little bit better, but still not for me. I can't do it.
I understand. Yeah, that's why you make so many different kinds. Everybody likes different things.
Yep. And that's the cool thing about these slingshots is you can pretty much set up your system and fine tune it directly to you. And you'd be surprised, Mike, how many times I get the comments like, "But what band should I use? What steel should I use? How should I tie my?" I'm like, dude, I can give you an idea of how to do those things, but to find out what's best for you, you have to figure it out because there's so many different ways that works for so many different people. There's no way I could tell you the one right way because it doesn't exist. It took some time for him to get it, but well, I guess he finally got it.
Yeah. Apparently, we're getting a shame spiral going on with the entrance net.
Oh.
Somebody said, boarded.
Said what?
They are being boarded.
Warden. Wife's up there reading the comments, and it said, "Hey, Hoggy and Warden."
Oh.
Said, pickle fork.
Oh, that's probably old Crazy Leon saying, "I love pickle forks."
Yeah, he was just saying, "Ask Hoggy about pickle forks, Mark."
Yeah, they're the devil.
They're the devil.
For me, anyway. Everybody else can shoot them all they want. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've started to dabble in pickle forks a little bit. The first couple shots I was up there, I was just shaking. I'm like,
you're gonna shoot your ear off.
Yeah, but it turned out okay. I went out there and did some shooting. It was live with Rex, actually. It was the first time I got up there. Yeah, I was talking to Rex in the morning, and I'm like, "Hey, Rex, you want to go live later or right now?" He's like, I'm busy right now, but you want to go live with me later? It's gonna be my 100th video, and I just reached 500 subscribers. I'm like, let's go, let's do it. So
Okay.
Yeah, so we went live, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try shooting a pickle fork. I gotta finish it up. I just started making one. Give me a couple of hours, and I'm good to go. So I ran down into the garage, busted out a pickle fork, and then went out and shot it that day.
Ah,
Yeah, and it turned out pretty good. Yep, turned out pretty good.
well, closest thing I ever shot a pickle for was I had a tiny turtle that Squatch has now, and I thought it was a baby torque, so I was shooting it fine. Then I found it was a pickle fork and got scared.
Oh,
I stopped shooting it, but and I can shoot the small ranger and the boy shot, which are like pickle fork dimensions, but they're not. There's a gap, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what I ended
yeah.
up doing. I ended up. Oh well, you probably saw it. The video I did for the for the members. I went out and I had
Yes,
that
sir.
really narrow fork, but
Yeah,
it still had a cup in it. So I went out and I did some
yes,
shooting with that, and that was okay. That worked out, and
yeah,
it got me comfortable with pulling back past my ear. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That long draw scares me too, just like pickle forks,
ooh,
because there's too
man,
many variables. Like if you go too far this way, you're going to shoot your ear off. Too far down, you're going to shoot your jawbone off. I got enough troubles getting it here.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. After getting shot myself in a couple of in the face a couple of times, I decided that thumb down for me is a nope for long draw. So I twist it sideways and I just speed bump it a little bit, and I have no problems
Okay.
after that. Yeah,
So you do like this, like that, with the thumb up, pull straight back up.
yeah. Full draw. I do a thumb up, and when I'm doing this way, like just like a medium or a 3/4 or whatever, I do I do a sideways grip, so it's thumb facing my face, and
Yeah. Okay.
I just speed bump it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do that with all OTT. I turn my thumb to me.
yeah.
Like if you're shooting through the fork, I keep the thumb up. But when I go to OTT, I do that for the sort of go over the top.
Yeah. Yep. And it
I
works
had
good.
to do that with the torque because everybody said, yeah, it works good for me, but some people don't believe in it. But it's whatever works for everybody else.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, you just gotta figure out what it is that works for you, and then get to town, get to shooting. Yeah. So I got an Addy with me here today. This little fella.
Okay,
Yeah. And
that's nice.
I'm actually thinking about sending this to a maker and having them just fine tune it a little bit for me. I wanted to make it a little bit thinner. I didn't go so thin just because it's made out of wood, but I might want to make it a little bit thinner. But the hold on this thing, whoop, I lost you. Yeah, the hold on
Yeah.
this thing.
So you
The whole,
carved that one?
yep, I carved this one out, and I just want to thin it out a little bit. But the shape of it is really nice. It holds real well, and I could shoot like a. I have a hard time missing with this thing, so
Good.
I'm actually thinking about sending this possibly to Andrew and getting him to make me I guess first a prototype, see how it is,
Yeah.
and then I guess a prototype first, and then we'll try a really like a higher end model with modern materials, and I think I might release it as an ATO ergo. I think we're gonna call it that.
That works.
Yeah,
I like fat too, though. I don't like them too skinny.
you like what?
So you can grab a hold.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just 3/4 inch HDPEs right up my wheelhouse.
yeah. That might be a good place to start actually with this is HDPE, but it would have to be a little bit thicker to be able to get that curve in it. Yep, you
Yeah,
know, and then the flat front.
to whittle it down to. Yeah, I see what you're saying to get the ergo.
Yeah, that might be a little bit tough, but I think I might even go. I think I might go for this because I really like this frame. I can't believe it. I had
Well, that ain't the first time you've done that way, though, is it?
what's that?
I mean, you've carved up a whole bunch of natties like that, haven't you? I mean, you made.
Kind of similar, but I never made any with that round back, and that round back really makes a big difference. It's like it's crazy
Okay.
how comfortable it is.
Okay. Well, that's good stuff. Make your
Yeah,
own. I did it be utter disaster.
Yeah, it could be. I've had some that just wound up into a firebox and that was it. So
Ah, well,
yeah, got halfway through and I'm like, yeah, these got to go in the garbage. I can't have these. These are terrible. I ended up,
coolest thing I saw was at Spooktacular. Robert Pursley came up with this Huckleberry Finn or Tom Sawyer challenge where you go out in the weeds, find you a fork, carve, whittle on it, whatever you
oh, that's cool. Yeah. I,
getting a good score with that, doing that.
now, Jordan's great in those wood courses, eh?
Yeah, he lays them down low.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of hunting too. In Illinois, they allow him to hunt with slingshots. Around here, they won't let you do nothing fun like that.
Now here in my province either they don't allow it, but I have to go to Ontario to get it done if I want to do that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's about an hour drive just to get to Ontario for me, but finding crown land is very tough. So most of the time they have the public lands, but it's surrounded by private lands, so you can't get access. And a few years ago, I had just bought my HGH, and I was talking to Wayne Martin and Matt Redding, and we were going to set up a. I had asked them for some pictures and all this stuff of where they got where their inspiration for their designs came, and I was going to put together a really nice video of my first hunting video. And I found property, so everything was set, ready to go. And my plan was to head on up north, basically spend the night in the woods, wake up the next morning, and go for a hunt and see if I can land some rabbits or bunnies or something, or some birds. And sure enough, went out, got my permit, got my paper, my tags for the for small game that season. And by the time I got up there to go do some hunting, the person had bought the access to the property, and there was no other place for me to leave my car. So I went and I asked them. I said, "Hey," I rang the doorbell and I said, "Hey, do you mind? I used to come and hunt here. I would like to come in the back here and go in and do a hunt if it's possible. On not on your property, but on the property in behind yours." And they said, "Sure, I'll give you access, but it's going to be $500."
Ah,
And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." And I went down a couple of houses as I was going down, asking people if they'd let me in, and it ranged from like $200 to $500, but most of them were flat out no's. So
yeah.
I spent $130 in permits and $80 for my permit, and then another permit to park my car, and it was just like, man, it just sucks. I got totally screwed. Now I just got to find another spot, but it's just not easy when you don't live there, you know.
Well, why is it that they'd have public access lands with no public access? That don't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I bet they set it up. There's probably somebody in their hierarchy that is trying to make all that do-re-mi. I guess that just don't make sense to me.
No, you see a lot of places like up in Algonquin Park and all that stuff. All the surrounding lands have like private property all the way around it. So the only way to get access into the park is by going through the front gate and paying. And all these other public lands that they have all over the place, a lot of them are surrounded by homes. So it's very, very difficult to get in and out of there. And sometimes you even bump into people that are claiming that that's their property, but it's not. So it's tough.
Well, I mean, it's set up to be somebody's gonna make some money on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Even at my buddy's place, he's got a nice property up in Quebec here. I couldn't go and hunt there. I mean, I could with my bow if I wanted to do that, but for me to go up there, they don't want anybody hunting on their land. I respect that, not a problem. But to go through a property and then to the crown land that's in the back there or the public land, it's very, very difficult to find somebody who will let you cross their property. There's a guy that's there's a guy beside him. He charges the guy like $1,000 or $2,000 a year just to hunt his property, but he's the only guy that's allowed on the property. He's got like 270 acres or something, So,
Lord,
yeah,
that's a lot, ain't it?
Yeah. So finding land is tough. But when you do find land, it's usually got so many hunters on it that it's what, too much pressure, I guess is the word I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
pressured
Yeah.
out. You can't find nothing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
A fishing hole, same way. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a few years back, well, more than a few years back, one of my buddies at work had a little spot where they used to go hunting, and they were up there set up in a tree stand all day long, and there was this family walking with their kids picking mushrooms, just wandering around right under his tree stand while he's trying to hunt, and he's like, "What are you doing, man? Like you can't be here. We have just as much as right of being here as you do." And like, well, you kind of do, but also, if he was like not a good hunter, you could be putting your family in danger. Like it is hunting season.
Yeah.
Stay out of the woods. For a couple of weeks.
Well, most people got enough sense to know that, don't they?
Yeah, but some people don't care. It's just like when duck season opens up, I stay off the water. I don't go in my canoe. It's not worth it. There's too many guys set up all around the islands that I go do fishing for, and sometimes I like to paddle out to the island. I set up a target. And I just go up there and I plink for the afternoon with a fishing line up. Just having a good relaxed day, swinging around in my hammock, cooking a meal. But I don't go out there during duck season. No way.
Well, no. Well, we would look like ducks, I reckon. Not. That don't make sense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, most ducks you shoot up in the air, don't you? Why would they be shooting? I don't know.
You shoot them up in the air, but sometimes they're coming in for a landing and they're trying to catch them on the way down.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I never was a fan of duck. I've eaten it, but I don't care for it. It's too strong.
Yeah.
To me. But some people like.
That's all right. I really like geese though. Geese are delicious.
Oh really? Is it better than duck?
Oh, I like it way better than duck. For me, it's 100 times better than duck.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very, very good. Yeah. Hoggy's drinking Kool-Aid with the extra caffeine.
No, it's just plain World strawberry watermelon. It's pretty good stuff.
Oh, nice.
It's sugar-free too.
How's it taste?
It's okay? Zero sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I ain't a fan of watermelon unless it's candy. I got sick on it when I was a kid. Foundered myself. So I'll eat candy watermelon, but I won't eat real live watermelon.
Yeah, that'll do it for you.
It's silly, I know. Yeah. But yeah, Maggie's running around down here. Here's the bacon. It ain't mine, it's a dog bacon.
It's a bacon strip.
For Maggie. Yeah, we get some of them treats for her. She ain't a crazy eater like a lot of animals. She only eats when she's
hungry.
Needs to. Yeah. And she will eat a snack. Oh, she dropped her ball. Now she wants that. But that's about all she'll eat. And then she'll eat her regular dog food most of the time.
Benny eats like a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
You put food down in front of him, it's gone in 5 seconds.
It's all over.
Yeah, it's crazy. You'd think we never feed the little guy,
Yeah, our cats are like that. They run around. Yeah. They see one little sliver of silver in their bowl. You're starving me. It's supposed to be full all the time.
Yeah, it's too funny.
But yeah. Them little we get her them bacon something like cheeseburger things. It's a little bag. She don't eat. That's why I say she don't eat. So.
Oh wow!
Anyway,
look at this guy's comments here. Oh, you beat me. You beat me too.
What did he say? Did they slam him? Squad puts them in where they belong.
It was
in the Unforbidden Kingdom.
Funny. He writes, Mark, hey pumpkin pie, it's me, Jason Carlos from the Pink Unicorn Gay Bar. You forgot to leave your number.
Hey,
it's Monday again if you're coming, sweet cheeks.
That ain't right. It's like in what was that police account? They kept going to the Blue Oyster Club and ended up dancing all over the place.
My uncle did that to me one day. We were inside of Tim Hortons. Inside of a Tim Hortons place, I was getting some food and a coffee, and he walks in behind me, and he doesn't see me. The place is packed. Packed. He's like, Mark, I can't believe it. They let you out finally. He's like, after what you did to your mother, come here, bro, and gives me a big hug. Everyone just stopped and looked at me, and they started taking steps back. I'm like,
That ain't right.
yeah. Oh, it was too funny.
Yeah.
You know, when we were
That's a
talking,
mess.
when we were talking about having you on, I was thinking back. It's like, man, you know, I've known Hoggy for like 5 years now. It's like pretty close to that.
I started on the forum, if I remember right. I started on the forum, joined in 2016 or 17. I think I've been shooting slingshots as an adult since 2015, but I didn't post stuff on there till around 2015. Or, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be looking all ignorant, you know. But yeah, I've seen you on there. I went back and saw some of our old conversations about stuff.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think. This guy started in 2018 or 2019. 2019, I got on the forum, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the end of 2018, beginning of 2019. I really started getting into it and checking things up on the forum, and that's where I met you. It's quite a while ago. I like how fast time flies.
Well, yeah. The older you get, the quicker it goes. I mean, remember when you was a kid, Christmas seemed like it was 6-8 months all the time. You know, nowadays you wake up and it's there. You know. But yeah.
You still go on the forum from time to time, or?
I look on it daily, but I don't do on it like I used to. I check out the what are you shooting, that the one.
Yeah,
there's one of that on the forum, and then on the community they have daily slings. I look at that, and usually I see Call Can and Tim Can or something like that. This guy named Tim, he shoots a lot of different frames, and Slide Easy shoots a lot on there, and IBO Joe and all them guys.
Yeah, you know, is Tree Fork still on there too? I guess
he comes on and he makes comments, but I don't see him. I don't think he ever really did post a lot of his daily shots, but he does come on there. Like when new people come on, he'll say welcome and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was an awesome shooter. I don't know how he does now, you know, but he could drill them. Just like Bill Hayes. First three I started watching was Bill Hayes, Tree Fork, and Nathan Masters. That was the first three I started watching.
Yeah, for me too. It was pretty much the same. I had found Nathan. Nathan was probably the first one. Nathan and Fowler. But Fowler I knew from his bushcrafty stuff from before the slingshots really started off. And,
okay, so he started on bushcraft first.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Well, that's what I knew him from. So who knows? I don't know where his real stuff started, but I started seeing him do a lot of the bushcraft stuff and all that. And then slowly but surely, I started seeing some more slingshot stuff from him for a while with his Trick Shot Tuesday stuff he used to do and whatnot. Yeah. And then I found Bill, and I'm like, wow, okay, this guy. Bill was really the only one that was kind of putting out, I guess, pretty decent tutorials. Like there was a lot of stuff that he was showing people how to do that I think probably could have been maybe a little bit better explained, but it was still the best thing that was out there at the time. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of voodoo that he uses for his aim too, though. That guy, I don't know how he's lighting matches at 100 feet away and all that stuff. That's just insane shooting.
No, the best shot I remember, my favorite shot of Fowler was when he shot that clown head through that saw blade hole.
Yeah, that was insane.
It took him 2 shots, but he blew that clown's head off. And And Tree Fork shot about everything under the sun, you know. He shot his favorite is the like the HTS or the side shooter, but he shot scouts and top shots and everything. You know, I mean
Oh, yeah.
Scout XT. Yeah, and Torch too. He shoots everything.
Yeah.
You know.
He's a legend, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up kind of going away from the slingshot community after a while. I found there was a lot of pissing matches going on, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it started going on back and forth, and I was kind of like, you know what? It was good in the beginning because you didn't really see much of that at all, and then it just started happening, and I was like, you know what? This is going the same way as everything else is going, and certain people get reprimanded and certain people don't, you know. So it's kind of like, it's time for me to back up for a bit. I still pop in from time to time and check things out, you know, what you're shooting today, that kind of thing. But it is a very good resource for anybody starting out on here. It is a good resource. The Slingshot forum, it's a very good place to pick up knowledge.
You know who Tag is on there, don't you?
Who?
Tag is TAG.
Oh yeah.
I can't, but now he shoots small frames really like big. Other people shoot bigger ones, and they even got one name for him on Pocket Predator. It's called the Tag. It's like in between a boy shot and a.
Oh wow!
It's sort of like that, but it's like a pickle fork too, and he can drill with them. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where that's the same spot too where I met Shane MacArthur too. Was the Slingshot forum from Island Made Catapults. Oh. Yeah.
Much as they used to. You know, you don't see. I mean, you see some of them post to the what are you shooting to daily shots or whatever, but you don't see as much as you used to. Like there used to be the same people.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe they're getting busier or whatever. You know,
life is tough these days anyway. You know, so I think a lot of people don't really have that much time to do that stuff anymore.
I remember back in the days, old Alfred E. He had Alfred E. Newman, the dude off of Mad Magazine, was his
Yeah.
caricature. He passed away, and then one of the old miser or something like that, he passed away. And then there's all kind of cool. There's one dude that really loves them F-16 mods. He's still on there. He mods F-16 Daisy.
Oh yeah. What was that guy's name? I can't remember for the life of me that guy's name, but he used to modify those things up. Might be. I can't remember.
Oh, we're freezing up.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Are we good?
It's still on the. I think we are.
Oh, they were good. Yeah, there we go.
But you said the one that did the F-16 shooting was, I think it was Grandpa Grumpy.
Yeah, that might be it. But he used to modify them, eh? Like, yeah.
He would cut them down or take the plastic off them. If he didn't do that, them things will shoot when you get all that junk off of them. You know, that big old handle. And they'll shoot with the handle if you put proper tubes on it or proper bands. Because, you can make them. And even Bill Hayes says one of the most accurate slingshots you got is the old bent wire. The only thing you got to do is put proper latex on it. Take them big old prehistorical animal shooting tubes off. If there was pterodactyls or brontosauruses, you're going to shoot that at them.
We used to be able to get up here. They were actually tapered tubes, but I can't seem to find
them red ones.
Yeah, I can't seem to find those anymore. But those were they weren't half bad for those big thick ones.
You mean like Marksman made them, the tapered? They still have them on Amazon.
Really? Yeah.
They used to. Yeah, you can buy them, but now they're not cheap either. They're kind of happy about it.
Yeah. But they're out of all the tubes that I tried from way back when, they were probably the easiest draw with the probably the fastest speeds out of some of the other ones that I tried. They were pretty nice.
Yeah. He was younger. He had one of those pocket rockets, the one that had it looked like marble, the handle, and it had a leather strap where you could put it on. He said that his got better when the tubes got broke and you could cut it off, and then they wasn't so bad. You could make them hit better.
Yeah.
When the tubes got a little smaller. Yeah.
Did you ever get?
But they say,
Sorry, go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead. I think I cut you off there.
No, go ahead. I think it was going. What was it? Do I ever what?
Did you ever get to the bottom or figure out how IBO Joe made those curvy metal core wooden frames? You ever see that his slingshot like that?
Yeah, I've seen a few. I don't know. I guess do they curve the wood, or is it a straight core and then they curve the wood out from it? I don't know. I got a buddy, JP. He's got one that you shoot it like this. It lays down when you shoot it. The whole handle. Yeah, I forget what they call it, a tick or a tortoise or something. It ain't, but it's some kind of. It's a frame that if you look at it, you think, how do you hold that thing? But when you do it, it's like this. Your hands like that, but it's all long. It's sort of like a long tom, or what they call long toms, or that kind. But it ain't, But
I know I was chatting with him, and I was trying to get his secret out of him because he's got a curved metal core. But how do you get the wood to be curved? Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a curved metal core with wood attached to the front and the back. I'm like, how did you do that, dude? He's like, I got my secrets.
He won't tell you, huh?
No. But it was
well, my buddy Bobby Noel, he's modded me 2 of the F-16s where he put little tabs. He cut them down and put little tabs for pinch grip, and that makes them easier to hold too.
Oh yeah. I can see that being good. Yeah.
And they shoot really good. I need to shoot them and see if but a lot of people, they look down on them F-16s, but if you do right with them, and I've even made some where I took and put JB Weld and make pinch grip things. So you're up higher.
Yeah.
And there you have your little pinch grippers there. It keeps them side. You know what I mean? They don't twist no more.
Yeah. I think with those tube things, I think the biggest issue with like those daisies or marksmans or wrist rockets, whatever you want to call them, I just find that the forks are always way too high. If they could shorten those up, bring those down a little bit, and put that little angle on them where you attach the tubes or even flat bands, wow, what a difference that would be.
If you look like a Black Widow and some of the marksmans have like that pocket rocket, it don't have those big old Gandhi tubes or forks. They're about that high.
Yeah.
And so it is a smaller. And so it just depends on the particular frame. But a lot of them have that smaller thing on them, so you don't have to look like you're shooting off a skyscraper.
I got this Bumblebee that keeps on terrorizing me.
Oh no!
It keeps on trying to land on my leg. Huh?
Is he coming up through the porch or just flying in over there?
No, he's just flying in from the side, but he keeps on trying to land on my legs.
Ah!
Get the hell out of here, you! I don't feel like getting stung this morning,
Destiny got stung at her caddies, and it's still bothering her. They had some yellow jackets in their guttering, and she cleaned them out, and then one or two of them got her, didn't they? So
yeah. I had Benny just grab one right out of the air the other day and chewed him up.
A Bumblebee?
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't get stung. He got lucky, but he starts chasing it around the backyard and tries to gobble him up. I'm like, no, dude, that's no good. You can't have that. Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about bumblebees, but they're aerodynamically not supposed to fly because they're too fat.
Yeah.
But a bumblebee don't know that. But what happens is to take off, if you ever notice when a bumblebee takes off, he does like a helicopter because he pushes all the liquids to the front of his body so he can get off the ground.
Oh, wow.
Look it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's true, though. When you see those things, they have those big fat bodies and those tiny little wings. You're like, how the hell is that happening?
Well, the way I heard it, I looked it up. It said he pushes the liquids, and then that's why he takes off like that with his
Oh, wow.
head facing down. Yeah, but yeah, they're funny animals or insects, whatever. So, what tournament would you go to if you could ever get to one?
I think probably the closest one to me would be ECST.
Yeah.
Yeah, ECST would probably be the closest. I don't know if there's any others. I know Brad was talking about possibly doing one up in New Hampshire, but it
Yeah.
looks like it's probably not going to happen now. And
Okay.
okay, I got to ask you, Hoggy, are you ever going to give
Yeah.
Pickle Fork? Are you ever going to give Pickle Fork a shot again?
Who's asking that, Leon?
No, not Leon.
Who is it?
It's Mr. Smo. I told you
Smo!
out there. Yeah.
Make me shoot Pickle Fork. I don't know. The closest thing I can do would be a boy shot because it's got a narrower gap than the small Ranger. And I don't know about y'all, but I hate getting fork hits. And when I do, I don't want to shoot because it sometimes it come back at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes they
But,
come back at you,
I
and
don't know.
it's too damn close to the hands to
Yeah.
say let's do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried some time ago. I tried. It's been a couple of years. I got one of those simple shot flipping pickles.
Yep.
I shot it 2 or 3 times, and then it just kept fork hitting. So I sent it off in a trade to somebody. I don't remember who, but I got it away from me. You know, I wanted to try it, but I even was doing short draw. According to Josh, you can shoot pickle fork short draw.
Yeah.
You know, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking about pulling out that wasp. That my first pickle fork I ever got was the wasp imp, but it's so small. I could only get like 2 fingers on it, and the third finger's kind of like hanging off of it. It's tiny, and I took 3 shots with it. I fork hit each time, and I was trying to shoot short draw, but I was trying to shoot short draw normal and just trying to flick my wrist because I saw a tutorial where a guy was just flicking his wrist to get it out in time. Yeah, that's not the way to do it at all.
Well,
no way.
Next time, try the 90-degree pouch twist. That might get it over the top too. You know what I mean? And if it's too short for you, make a key or a 2-finger lanyard where you got something else to grab onto, and that might help you.
Yeah.
To me,
I was actually looking for it. Yeah. I was actually looking for it to give it another shot. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I bought one when I saw it. It was the Christmas version. It's red.
Yeah.
And it's pre-clipped, you know. And I shot it a couple times, and it's sort of like a boy shot. It ain't quite as pickly gap, you know.
Yeah.
But them people that shoot them flat tops, they amaze me. I mean, it looks like they just take a arrowhead stick, or, you know, some of them make the arrowhead shape or just the old flat square.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I think you froze again. Oh yeah, it's frozen. Hey, what's up, Brad? There we go. We got
Sorry.
You back.
Them flat tops amaze me. You ever tried that?
I actually made a little. You ever see like a burnishing tool for leather work? I actually made a fly zapper with this. I put a single band on it, and I tied some rope and let it all come loose. And I was shooting with this thing for a while, and I was speed bumping that, and I was killing flies that got into my house because it didn't damage the walls. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, a little long draw for you, but it was fun. We shot things all over the house with that thing.
Is that like the thing that Can Vandal made? It had a flip on the end and it bust them flies.
Kind of. What I did was I took some paracord. I took the inner strands out, and I got a good stack of them, about a 1/4 inch thick, all about this long. I tied a knot to the
Okay.
end, and then I just attached it to the elastic, and I was using those little feathers to kind of whip like an old horse whip, you know?
Yeah, like a wheel. Yeah, good. Stupid flies. Get out of the
Yeah.
house. That'd be funny.
Oh, we're having a lot
Somebody
of
was
fun with
fly
that thing.
hunting. I think Fowler was fly hunting. He put a tray out in his yard with something on it, like sugar or something. These flies coming. He would shoot them with a slingshot. Seemed like it might have been quarter of BB. So he
Yeah.
was shooting flies.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in his prime, Fowler was a hell of a shot, eh?
Well, he's still a good shot if he's kind of not doing it as much as he used to. I mean, you know what you do. You got to keep going, or it leaves you. Even
Yeah.
a day off throws you off, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's still a great shot. It's just not as great as he once was. But who knows? You know.
Yeah, it gets tough sometimes. I know even for me sometimes if I just like last week I had a whole bunch of rain all early this week, so I didn't get to shooting it all. Hey, get out of here, you! I didn't get to shooting it all, and sure enough, I got out here this morning while I was throwing the ball with Benny, and I was trying to take a couple of shots, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to get back to get back into it, but my first 10, 15 shots were rough.
That's yeah. I think that's typical of all.
But it was even worse yesterday. Yesterday I got out and I did that video for the electric white elastic bands, and those were getting shooting after that. That was after the real long stretch of not shooting for a while, and whew, that was a tough one.
But you were still hitting. See, that's them people that don't shoot and then they drill things. That ain't me.
Well, it like no joke. I think out of my first 20 shots, I think I only had like 2 hits. It took me probably around
That's 10%.
about 20%. Less 10,
Oh yeah,
10%,
yeah,
10% even. Yeah, maybe even 10%.
yeah. 20 shots, 2 shots. Yeah, 10%. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah, most of the time.
yeah. But then I ended up around the end of the video after shooting about 120 shots. I really got her dialed in. Like when I put that whole stretch of shooting in the last video, at the end part of the video, and I think I hit 4 shots. I missed one. Then I hit like 12 straight after that. But it was pretty good.
Oh Lord, that's good shit.
Yeah,
That's good
yeah.
shit.
I was pretty happy with it. But it also been a long time since I shot that frame, and it's crazy. You know let's say for example, like for me, 90 millimeter fork widths are usually bang on for me. So basically, if I'm shooting at a target, I would put my fork tip like right in the center of it, and that's where I'm going to hit. If that's where I'm aiming, within a little bit. That the hell's it called? The GZK. That name. I always lose that name, but it's like a Chalice style frame. Comes down to the bottom, 90 millimeter, but the forks come up to a point, like it curves up to a point. They're not squared off at the top, and I have problems with frames like that. I don't know why. When Chris from Catapult Carnage made the S90 Titan Hunter, the original Titan Hunter is one of my best shooters. It's got squared forks. The S90 has forks that slant out. I always shoot left with it. Every single shot, I shoot left with it. I can't hit nothing with it.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really weird. But this, what the hell is that thing called? Somebody in the chat, you know what that thing's called? GZK. Gone. It's a weird name. I believe it was a co-design or it's a co-design between Indra and GZK, if I remember correctly. But anyway, yeah.
Did you ever shoot any Jack Kohlers?
Any what?
Any of the Jack Kohler frames?
No, never.
He had one of them long tom kind, and he had a alley cat which was made of aluminum. He had a flat cat, then a flat cat pro, and then he had that had a little piece of metal on the back. Hit your hand, it hit that.
Oh wow!
Your hand. and they're made for either loop, pseudo loop, or pseudo bands. It's got this little thing, and yeah, some, and they're through the fork too.
Hey, I got a tube question for you. Maybe you can help me out with it.
Yes, sir.
The pseudo loop bands, the ones you're talking about there, those are the ones that come straight, a single thing. They wrap around and they attach somewhere in the center. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you get that to stop from sliding down?
You got to wrap it kind of tight. The way Trapper DES, Trapper Dez asked me the same thing. I said, the secret is I do tightly pulled crisscross, say 4 at least on the tube. You hold it just like you're tying you put your pincher on there or clip, whatever you want to call it, and stretch it, and you crisscross it. Then you do a square knot at the end. That's the way I do it. If you don't, they will slide down and become just regular tubes that have a hole that they don't. And bigger the loop, the more power. So say you have a 12-inch, you're going to shoot a 12-inch tube, and you want it to be, if you do to the 6-inch and make the pseudo, you're going to have 6 inch of this, and then the pseudo is going to be 6. But if you want to be stronger, you could go 7, 8, or whatever, and it would be more powerful.
I tried doing that to see if I can get more of like a tapered band set, I guess, for it to react like that. And I did constrictor knots. I had it stretched out. I had it tightened up as good as I could get them. And I always end up having one or the other kind of slipping down. I guess I got to go even tighter. I was just worried that I might slice through the tube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Well, like I say, I do the banding tape, and I have what I do. And the way I do it, I put it on my banding jig. I'll put the piece on the top and come down and hold it. And then, it's about yay long, just like that. Yeah. And, it stretches. So I do a crisscross, as many as I want, somewhere between 4 and 8, 10, whatever it'll do. Then you do the square knot, and then I ain't had a problem with it.
I'll give that another try.
Yeah. But when I first did it, I did too, and it was frustrating because you'd be sitting there getting ready to, and then it'd slide down, so you had to slide the other one because you can't pull it back out once it goes down, But yeah, I tried it, but it just depends on how tight you tighten. You don't have to. I kind of pull them real stretchy, tight, not enough to cut it. But I won't want it to move.
I might give that another try this time, but I'm going to stretch it out like double what I did the last time and see if I can get that knot in there as tight as I possibly could when it's really stretched out.
Pull it really high. Yeah. I tried constrictor knot, but I was using paracord innards, and they would come loose a lot on me. But
The butcher twine though, that does not come loose. That does not come loose at all. I've got a couple of this. I mean, this one here I've got tied up with a butcher. I do all my tying up with butcher's twine, and that solved all my problems that I had with them wearing out and slipping and getting that weird little burn and scuffs and all that stuff.
Did you use that on your pseudos?
Yeah, I tried it, but it's possible I just didn't stretch them out enough, and that's why I couldn't get them as tight as I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I'll give that a try again and see how that works out.
Yeah, I have it stretched like the way my band jig is. You got that little thing. It's looks like a U. Then there's a lever at the back, and it stretches from where you put it on the jig. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I think we have the same one actually.
And then that's what I tie wherever at. Yeah.
I think we have the same one. I think I'll do the same thing. Is I'll set it up like that and see if I can get that to hold. It might be a good option because I just landed on my hand. So, you know what? I don't want to be a murderer, but that guy's about to get it. He just landed on my hand.
Oh, did he hurt you? They say you can pet bumblebees. You ought to try it.
Try it live, eh?
I hope you can pet them.
My whole body will swell up. I'll be with a shirt that Hoggy made me do it.
Yeah. My dad had a knot till he had it took off right about here on his head, and I thought it was a mole, but he said it was a bumblebee sting. Yeah, he'd got stung sometime in his life, and it made a knot, and yeah. So yeah, bumblebee.
Yeah,
there you go. I would don't pet him then. You don't want no more coming up on there.
There's actually somebody I follow on Instagram. She's like I can't remember what her show's called, but she's got this this really relaxed voice, and she walks into these people's properties and she removes beehives by hand. She doesn't wear most of the time. She doesn't wear any protective clothing or anything at all. She just walks in there like you and I are dressed right.
Okay. She just walks in there
pretty much. Pretty much. She tears down the side of the house, and she does like a. You see her working and taking out big chunks of things, and she goes through the bees all by hand and finds the queen and puts it into this little clip, and all the bees follow the thing in there, and she's narrating, and she was like, and that's how I deal with the bees. It's crazy. I don't know what it, she's got the she's got some guts on her. I'll tell you that.
The bee whisperer.
Pretty much. It's incredible what she does.
I had an uncle like that. He used to keep them, and somebody tell him when there was a swarm, and he got this guy to go with him. He said, now, when I go, you just stand there. Don't do nothing unless I ask you. He said he went up to, they were swarming on a fence post or something. He looked up and turned around. That guy was covered from about here up. So he said after he got him off, and he asked him, did you get stung? He said, they got me on my bald spot. That was one bee stung on his bald spot.
All those bees, and he only got stung once?
Yeah, the dude that was helping him just got stung one time. But he said, now, if they get on you, just stand there. But I'd have been freaking out. I guess maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. But I guess it'd feel funny him crawling on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would freak out with bees. Back when I was a landscaper, I used to get stung multiple times a year. There was this one property we did. There were real rich folks out in this area. They had this beautiful, huge house with like 100 yards of land right down to the water. It was beautiful, beautiful. But they had this big pool house, all covered in glass with tropical plants inside, the whole deal. Then you walk out to the front. There's a nice terrace with or a balcony with all these plants and stuff, like a garden out in the thing. And I used to take care of all that stuff. But there was a little rock wall that would separate it from the grass that goes out to the water. So I'm walking along there and I'm pruning these bushes, and I stepped on something, and I got swarmed. I got swarmed so bad. They were chasing me and stinging the hell out of me, and I had to go running from there that whole 100 yards, and I just went and jumped right into the water and trying to get them off me. I got stung probably somewhere around 20, 25 times while I was sprinting away, and it turns out it was a yellow jacket nest that had put itself in the rocks. I stepped on there and I pissed them off real bad.
Oh yeah, they're bad for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother, we went to our cousins one time. They had, you remember those toy sets you get? It was a shovel, a rake, and a hoe. Back in the day when they were metal with a wooden handle. Well, my brother walked up, sticks this shovel in his hole. Yeah, yellow jacket. He ain't alive. He had on these, this is in the 70s, had on red, white, and blue pants, and they were hitting that red stripe. I always heard they didn't like that red because they was hitting him. He was running down the street. They was eating him up. We ran for the house. I was the only one that didn't get stung. My two cousins got it on their side. We got it. Finally, Chet comes back. He got back to the house. And he had to get naked almost to get him off. And then he was getting him in his drawers.
Oh.
Stupid backyard. Yeah, those yellow jackets, they live in the ground a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But we was little. Yeah. And then one time I was mowing and mowed over some, and something made me look back. And I looked around, there they was, swarming. Just luckily I didn't get eats or bits or stung. So I come back later. You know what you do for that. Whoosh. Yeah. They go somewhere. Yeah.
But
and then another buddy of mine, he said he mowed yards, and he was mowing and ran over, but he picked up the lawnmower and was running. They was like running into the blades. These little yellow jackets.
That's like straight out of the zombie movie.
Crazy yellow jackets.
Oh, and they're just mean.
It looks like it's gonna start raining here. Huh?
They're just mean, those things, man.
Yeah. Well, they're territorial. They're not as bad as some, but yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah.
Now, don't they die when they sting you? So there is one good thing about that. Once they sting you, they're going to go somewhere and die.
Oh, really? Is that the case? I thought they could sting you multiple times, those guys. I thought they could sting you multiple times, those guys. I didn't know it was just a one and done.
Hornets can, and maybe wasps, but I don't. Maybe they can. Maybe they keep stinging you.
I'll tell you what, though. I remember that day when I got stung, when I had to go jump in the water to get them off me. That one of them caught me in a spot in the back, and it felt like my whole left side went pins and needles. He must have got like a nerve, like when your leg falls asleep and you get that funny feeling in your foot. I had that on my whole left side of my back. It was really, really bad. Yeah, they got me real good. I had a couple of days off of work because of that too. It was really bad. I swole up pretty bad. But I mean, one sting, you get like a little hot spot, a little red ring or something like that. It hurts, whatever. But when you get stung that many times in a spot that's very, very close, it was really bad. My boss drove to work.
Well, that's venom.
Yeah, my boss drove to the place right away. She's like, "Here, take this right away," and she gave me 2 Benadryls, and I popped them right away.
Oh yeah, that'll help.
To try to help with the swelling and everything. But yeah, it was not a good time. I think the damage was already done. By the time I got it in my system, I'd already been stung a bunch of times, and I had a good scrape on my knee from diving into the water. It was, yeah.
Well, but it helps some. I'm sure better not having it.
Yeah. It was funny though. The whole time I was worried about was not about getting stung or whatever it was. It was about them flying into my ears. I ended up running like this the whole way. Like, just don't get in my head, please. Don't get in my head.
Yeah, you don't want none of them. No. What was that in Star Trek? They put in those Chekhov's ears, and he becomes some kind of other feller. Because that bug went in his ear and made him become. You don't need that.
No. I saw Star Trek. I don't want no part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. What about Captain Kirk? Always chasing the honeys down there. He was supposed to be up in the ship directing all them others, and he was down there getting all them honeys.
Well, bravo.
Ain't he Canadian? He Canadian?
Yeah.
William Shatner.
Yeah, he's a crazy dude too. That guy.
Yeah, he's a mess. He's a mess.
Hey, he's pretty old now too. He's got to be close to 90 now, I think.
Still kicking too,
Yeah, he still looks in good shape.
Yeah. Well, I guess, he's a good old fella. Only reason Leonard Nimoy died, he was a chain smoker.
Yeah.
Spock.
Yeah.
I mean, he smoked and smoked, so
Yeah, that'll pick you up. But William Shatner did a TV show with Terry Bradshaw and Henry Winkler, and they were going around. They were doing a tour around, hanging out, just checking out food and cultures and everything. It was hilarious.
I bet it was.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the show, but my God, was it good!
Yeah. His favorite character to me, and it's been a bit back, was in Third Rock from the Sun. He was the big giant head.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? Yeah. He was good in that. That was
that was a great show too. The Rock was fantastic.
Yeah. He freaked out and take a drag and get happy. He got stuck in a
Yeah. Yeah.
When he showed him, he run out of cigarette. There was a pile of them there, and he was all really mad.
No, it was a good show.
That was a good show.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
Yeah. Then when he had the weirdo dreams, that was a good one too. Like Sally's boyfriend was a big chicken. Where she shot him and feathers went flying, and yeah, that was a good show. Yeah. But the funniest part was that kid played that he was the oldest and got to be the youngest on the show. You know, his
that was funny.
alien being.
I'm surprised that show didn't last
Yeah.
longer because it was fantastic. I thought that was going to be one of those.
It's ahead of its time, I believe. Don't you?
What was that?
I think it was ahead of its time. It didn't get they say Seinfeld was kind of like that till he went into syndication. Then everybody started seeing it and they started watching it more. You know.
Yeah, then blew
But
up.
I like this show. Yeah.
Hey.
Especially that old Plymouth he drove, that convertible red car. That BF you again, that Bumblebee.
Yeah, he won't stop. But he's always too low around my feet. I can't reach him. There he is again.
Well,
Look at it. Here, see if I can give you a view here. Look at him. There he is. You see him? Oh, he just
there he
took off.
goes.
There he goes.
He don't have them antennas like this, does he?
No, I don't think so.
Well, if he had them, he'd just be a carpenter bee.
Yeah.
You know, they look like a peace sign.
Well, I gotta keep those guys away from my deck too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be no good. They'd be popping holes everywhere.
Yeah, they're funny, them things. They fly around. June bugs are out down here right now in July.
Oh yeah.
Y'all have them up there, a little green beetle like thing.
Yeah, they're huge, and they sound like helicopters are landed.
Yeah, and they run into things. If you hear something outside your house going bonk bonk, it's a crazy June bug. You can't figure out. He can't go through there.
Yeah. But we had one a while back when my son was a little boy. We had one that was flying up against his window at nighttime. Kid didn't sleep in his own bed for months after that.
He thought it was a monster.
Oh yeah, it was scaring the hell out of him. Hey, what's going on, Chad? Shades, what's going on, buddy? Tracks in the house? Hey, we got a lot of people still in here.
Yeah.
Robert Patton, Shades. Very cool. Man, I'm kind of jealous that you got your hillbilly already. I've been dying waiting for that thing to show up. My goodness. I can't wait.
What's that? Your hillbilly?
Yeah, it's killing me waiting for that thing. I actually got two. Yeah, Rick's in here. Yeah, I got the that Mega Billy or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it. The big one. And I also got a
with the barn, with the metal core. Did you get the metal core?
Yep.
That's he calls it it's made with the barn, right? That's the barn Billy he's calling it.
Yeah, but I've got
there.
It's a different wood I got on mine. It's a paddock. I think it's paddock wood or something like that. He's got on there with the little bullet rivets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Is he in here? I can't see if he's in here.
Yeah, he's here.
Hillbilly.
Yeah, he just commented, said Chad Green, how do?
Well, I'm gonna tell anyway. You and me have the same wood on our slingshots, on our hillbillies.
Oh, very cool.
So he told me to keep it quiet, but I ain't gonna now since we're live. See if he says mean things.
I tracked middle core. Sweet. Yep. Yeah, and I also got one of the Pickle Billies coming from him too. I figure.
Oh, Pickle Fork.
Yeah, we're going full Pickle Fork Hoggy. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, go for it. Smo shot a whole woods course with a Pickle Fork. HHST. He shot a whole woods course. He said what it was. It was about having fun, and he.
But Smo's he's a pick. Yeah, I think he's won it like 3 or 4 times. Eh? The woods course. Uh-oh. There you go. Oh yeah, he's the champ. He's the woods ninja. He's a pickle slinging woods ninja. Oh, that's a good name for him, actually. Mo the pickle slinging woods ninja. That sounds good.
There you go. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and his daughter eat up squirrels too, from what I saw.
Hey, mister, how are you? Hi, Rash. How are you? I see you own a pickle jack. Yes, I do. I made my own. You both seem to be good friends. Hoggy is my brother from a different mother. My sister, my mister from another sister. Known this dude for a long time. He's awesome. Oh, he froze up again, Hoggy. ATO, do you add a twist to the pouch when you shoot a pickle? Yes, I do. I'm from Canada, Rash. Yeah, Hoggy froze up. Been finding lots of good info on your videos. ATO, new to the hobby, just starting to learn band making. Thanks for the great videos. Hey, my pleasure, Toxic. If you ever have any questions, you know where to find me, bro. I came in 4th place as HHST. Only shot pickle fork the whole tournament. Oh, man, that's crazy. Oh, no. Hoggy's gone. Track Ethan, Tennessee. Slinging has a good lesson on pickle fork. Yep. I was stalking Ethan for a little bit, trying to figure out all that, see if it was going to work or not. And I got a few really good tips from him. I was actually bringing my pickle fork outside today, but I decided against it. I am from Afghanistan, and I wish you all the best and a happy life. You too, my friend Arash. Enjoy, my friend. Is Ethan in here? Don't think I saw him. Hoggy, come back. If you're having a hard time finding your way back, Hoggy, just click that link again, buddy. I think it'll work. I'm going to try pickle forks. I never shot them before. What do you do? What is your job in Canada? I am a maintenance scheduler and a purchaser for a maintenance department. It's pretty nice. I get to do a little bit of both. I get to get my hands dirty, and I get to do some office work. So, at some point, I'll graduate to a point where I have an air conditioner in my office, so I don't have to sit in 40-degree heat all day. That'll be nice, but we'll see how that goes. Well, I think what we're gonna do, since we lost Hoggy for now, hopefully he'll find his way back. We'll go ahead and take some shots. I brought a couple of frames with me. And if Hoggy makes it back, we'll get back to the chat. All right, I'll let you guys pick. Oh, here we go. We got him back. Ha ha! There he is.
Phone just shut up on free will.
The phone was just like, okay, that's it. That's it. I've had enough of this ATO guy. I'm out of here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a few shots there, Hoggy. I got this new pouch. Oh, did I lose you again? See if he comes back. I got this new pouch here on my last order from Omega Slings. There you are.
Here we are again.
Yeah.
That went pit patches.
No, I don't know. It's not really a pit pouch, but it's got 3 holes in it. So it's good. it should help see how it goes. But it's got a nice textured background, like those King Jow or whatever they're called, the pouches.
Okay.
But I don't know. I want to see if I can get along with this thing a little bit. See how it goes. Might be a little fun. Just take a couple of shots. I don't know. It feels kind of weird. Now you see here, I got a little star on this one, and I'll show you why. Actually, I started the wrong one, but it's okay. You see the little tie up here? I made a mistake, and while I was tightening up my band, I pulled a little bit too hard, and the cord snapped right up close to the knot, and I was a little bit worried that it was going to come and let go. So I wanted to make sure I marked that band, so if it does break, I'm not blaming it on the bands. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna take a couple of shots, see how it feels. There we go. Let's see how it feels here. Not too bad. First shot, we got a touch. Yeah, I was having problems. I ended up picking up a new curtain from Omega Slings, and the I found it's a little bit wide. Oh, there we go. It was a little bit wide for the catch box, so I kind of just folded in the ends, and then I attach it to the rod going on, but it doesn't seem to move as properly like it should to absorb the shot, and I started getting bounce outs. So what I ended up doing was I ended up trimming the bottom because it was a little bit too long, and my curtain will actually swing back now. It was going back and staying there, and I started hitting the back of my catch box, and I was getting bounce outs and all kinds of craziness. But I didn't think it was going to cause me that much trouble without not having a free swing at the bottom, but it did.
That's funny, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah, and I find the weight of the curtain also makes a difference because it's the double layer. So I rolled one of the layers up, and I keep it up on top now, and it seems to have made a bit of a difference.
Okay. What do you mean throwing physics at us and stuff?
What was that?
I said, what do you mean throwing physics at us and stuff?
Yeah, it's way too early in the morning for that, eh?
Typical mumbo jumbo. Not really. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But it seems to be working now. I've got next to no spit outs, which is good because I had so many down at the bottom there. My grass started to look like a disco ball when it was sunny outside. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's kind of like them old stuntmen used to jump on them piled up boxes with a cloth on them. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Yeah. I just saw a video just this week of a guy doing that.
Yeah, that don't make sense. Jump on boxes and then get up and walk off.
Yeah, that's nuts. back when we were young, we used to do some crazy stuff. we had a brand new mattress come in one day, and my parents' backyard, basically it was like the side that we were on was like a single level, and it had the roof, and then it went down onto a deck that was kind of made out of unistone, and it was like it went right out to the bottom, to the top of the hill that went down in the backyard. So from the top of the hill, it had like a 4-foot drop off the side of the deck. And my buddy's like, "Oh man, you got that new mattress?" He's like, "Let's bring the mattress out. Let's do some wrestling moves." So I'm like, "Okay, this sounds cool." You know, so we're body slamming each other out in the backyard, having a good time. And then my buddy just goes and hops up onto the side, climbs up the side of the chimney, climbs up onto the roof, and jumps off and tries to do like one of those splashes. Hits the mattress. The mattress just flings him right off the deck onto the grass, and he just lay there. He made this horrible noise. He landed right on my brother's scooter. He made this horrible noise when he hit the ground, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we're gonna have to call 911. We just killed Graham," you know. And sure enough, we're like, Graham, are you okay? He's not making a sound. He's made it when he hit the ground, and that was it. We go down there to check him out, and he starts wiggling his fingers like this. He's like wiggling, moves his wrist, starts moving around, and he gets up. He's like, okay, I'm okay, but I'm not doing that ever again. I'm like, yeah, no joke. That was stupid. that was stupid. That deck was the most dangerous thing ever. I had so many people that had wipeouts. Like we had our table, and you would sit down on those plastic chairs, and like one of my buddies leaning back like this, like, oh yeah, this is great. Whoop, down he goes over the deck.
Ain't no good, is it?
No. So many people.
Before
So
the
many people
fail video,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish my YouTube career started back then. Yeah.
Where his grandparents were. And they had this one buddy that was a cousin that they would jump from the loft into the hay in the floor of the barn. Well, one day his cousin went and jumped. He laid there like, don't jump, don't jump. The hay was only this big. No. He knocked away. But he said, don't jump. Real quiet.
That's the worst feeling too. And you get the wind knocked out of you. It's horrible. You're trying to breathe in, and it's like, nope, you're not getting any air. You know, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's awful.
So, what would you suggest, Hoggy, for when you're making tubes? How do you really adjust them to your draw length? Like, what's your procedure? Like you've seen how I do my band elongation and all that stuff. Do you follow something similar for that?
Yeah,
when you're making tube,
it's probably the same. Truthfully, like say you have a thing of a 6 or whatever. I mean, your draw length 6 inches. You should be able to do the same thing with them. But I had a couple. I like mine to be somewhere between 7 to 8 in the loop or the single.
Yeah.
Because I get scared it's going to come loose and hit me in the chin, my own self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but it depends. Some people I don't care for that. Because, it's just me. But my draw to here is like 31 and a half inches. And so I usually go for about 7 or 8 on my length of anything.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You should be able to take what you already have with flats and do the same with a tube.
Yeah, but you see, that's more
the way
that's what I was thinking too. But that's where I kind of found something weird was with a flat band, for example. When I pull it and I draw it out, it seems to get like you slowly but surely start to get a little bit heavier as you get to your draw length. So you're stretching it out to where it's supposed to be. With tubes, it seems when you're pulling out tubes, they seem to have a sweet spot where they feel heavier, and then they have this spot where they just don't seem to pull any heavier.
Yeah,
that it's almost like a let
to
off
me,
on a bow.
From here to here, it's the same to me. That's just me.
Yeah,
I mean, there ain't no. To me, it's just the same pull all the way back, and then it goes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I like those Amazon greens, whatever they are. I think they're GZK, but I can't. It takes 2 weeks to get them.
Yeah,
but that's my favorite 1636 tubes. Really.
Yeah. I got those on your recommendation, and they're really nice.
Yeah, they're cool. Plus, they're all cool green neon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Predator blood or something. But
alien booger green, you know.
Yeah. And but now but I do like Omega's version too. They're real good tubes to me.
I got the 1632s, the black ones from Omega. I find them a little bit light. But that's why I wanted to try those Pseudo tubes and try those Pseudo bands to try those ones out for that. It would increase the speed with a little bit.
Yeah. The Pseudo, it's sort of like you say. It's just like doing Pseudo taper on bands. It's so that's why they call them Pseudo. It's simulated taper. And but now Cockcan on the forum said the bigger the loop, the more power.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's been doing everything. Yeah, he shoots he shoots long draw and everything. But I mean, he'll shoot a variety of frames just like that Tim guy does. He's on there. He's from I think UK, and you know. But even Andy, the champ of East Coast this year, he said when he went to East Coast, he was shooting one frame. Then he got done with that. Now he's back to, okay, the toy box is open. He's shooting all these different frames again.
Yeah.
So
I guess after when you're practicing for all those things, a lot of, I mean, you're probably the guy that knows this better than anybody. When you're an enthusiast and you like to shoot all kinds of different frames and you're out there having fun switching it up every day or every couple of days. I mean, we all love to do that. But when you're practicing for a tournament, you want to get dialed in, so it's just like the same shot, same piece, the same everything all the time, and you end up becoming like, man, I want to shoot this frame, I want to shoot that frame, but I got to make sure I stay dialed in, So I could see
now
why.
Bill Hayes, Bill Hayes, he's one of the gurus. He told me, he said, you can shoot anything you want as long as your go-to is in that lineup. So if you say you do have one you shoot for tournament, shoot that one, but shoot all these others too. So if you're picking what you're going to take, you shoot that one in there too. So
that's always good.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think I would shoot a bunch of different frames and just make sure I finished off with my go-to. So that one's the last one that stays there.
Start with it or whatever. So you see how good you're going to do with that right off, But right now, one of my favorites is the Lightens Rougarou.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can smoke with that one. It's in, it's long thumb. It's Mojave Mojave. It's asymmetrical. And plus, I've got one of them little aiming doohickeys on it, which everybody says I shoot too fast anyway, but I can drill with that Rougarou.
Yeah, you like that,
It's just something about it. And plus, Ethan gave it to me. Rooster, he sent it to me, and I traded him a Scout LT for it. But, I just like it. It's one of them... I don't know. So, and it's in the color of what Chuckin calls bowling alley carpet, and it's really confetti, but it looks like that bowling alley carpet, and that makes it even cooler. Bowling alley carpet, and you're shooting it. Yeah,
I don't see how confetti fits, but that bowling alley carpet, it was like, yep, 100%.
Yeah. Bowling alley. Yeah, look just like it. If it had circles, it'd be even more so. Some kind of circle or weirdo pattern. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I think I'm going to
give people like the Rougarou. They like the Wendigo better. It just depends on the person.
Yeah, I'm more of a Wendigo guy. I prefer that handle sweeping up than I do sweeping down like the Mustang style. I prefer the handle sweeping up, but it's both of them shoot nice for me. Yeah. I've got the HDPE versions of it, and I think it's HDPE. Anyway, that little plastic one looks like a cutting board. Yeah.
I've got both of mine. But now it seems like Mikey Paul said that the ones they make from Lighten they're some kind of different kind of. It's a polyethylene or something like that instead of HDPE. And all HDPE is that they melt out like milk jugs or something, or 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah,
but I think the poly is a little bit stronger or different. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Wasp used to use some kind of HDPE, and then they slowly started switching to some injected molded stuff. And now I think the Apex is even a new material on top of that.
Okay.
But I don't know what they're using now, but the stuff does feel really, really sturdy. Yeah.
Well, here's a cool fact that might just be cool to me only, but the Torques, the OG ones, the classic Torque is made in Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget where, but it's somewhere here. I think it's. What did he say, this? Do you remember? But it's made in Tennessee, the original, and so I like that part of it too.
Oh wow, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's made back at home,
Yeah, I mean he's in Carolina anyway, so most time if I order something from Nathan, it's here within 2 days or 3, and but that being made here makes it to me a special little extra thing. But I don't know where the X is made at, but I do know that the original's made here in Tennessee.
Wow, that's cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool, actually. If it's made in America and you're getting those kind of prices for those items, that's pretty damn good.
Well, I
That's
know
pretty
I'm
damn good.
pretty sure everything of his injection or what he melts in plastics, I think it's all made in his warehouses or factories, whatever you want to call them. But now some of them he does farm out somewhere, but I don't, But yeah,
Yeah,
because
if I
I
remember correctly, I think he was getting the latex from overseas, but I don't know about
Oh
the
yeah,
yeah.
I'm talking about his frames though. The
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah,
thing that
yeah.
farmed out is like his pros. They're made somewhere else. But now I do know that there's a somewhere in a safe in a simple shop. There's the schedule when they order their latex because it's a certain time of the year, and if
Yeah.
they don't order at that time, it ain't worth a flip. They know
Yeah.
when it's the best time.
Yeah, it goes by seasons for latex, right? So
Yeah,
it is
something like that.
yeah, it is a
He
natural
won't
product.
tell you. Don't ask him. He won't tell you when it is.
Yeah, he's got it down to a science, eh?
Yeah, he won't tell you. I mean, yeah, he wants. He said that there was a certain time of the year they ordered their latex from wherever rubber's made at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I think a lot of it comes from like China or Vietnam or something like that. But I know they have to harvest a whole bunch of whatever tree they get the latex from, and then probably some kind of ficus or something. But they they get these trees down and they end up harvesting all that latex, all that sap or whatever it is that they use, and then sure enough, you wind up
well,
with this.
nothing goes to where the trees grow. It don't come. He goes there to get his.
Oh yeah,
He's got a connection or something like that. The way I understood it, but I could be wrong.
Huh.
So, yeah. But
Hey, how's it going, Rob? Andy Lowe, what's happening outside? Woo. We got 53 people in here, Hoggy, and that's after an hour and a half already.
But you've always get that many, don't you?
No, not always. Not
You
always.
get a bunch every time. You and Smo get the people every time y'all do a live.
Smoke tears it up. I think in the last one I saw him live, he had like 135 people in there. That's crazy. I never had that kind of numbers. Smoke's the man when it comes out.
Here's the funny about Smo. He wasn't aware he was going to be the face.
Oh, lost Hoggy. There you are.
Oh, here I'm back. But
Yeah.
Smo, they were selling the LT2s at AIM, and Smo's picture was on that literature inside of the pack.
Yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah. That's funny. Surprise. Oh, we lost him again. All right, I'll take a couple of shots. Oh, there we go. We got him back.
You can go ahead and shoot if you want to.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of shots. I'm gonna give the good old natty a try here. I love this thing. Feels so
Is that
good.
one you carved too?
Yeah, this is the one I was showing a little earlier there, but this is one of the ones I got a video on this one actually.
Okay.
Ooh, it's got that 12 millimeter frame flipper. Love this thing.
That's little. I shoot one that's a cross.
Now this one's a 90 millimeter, so I think it's like I guess that's around three and a half, something like that.
No, I mean my target. I don't shoot them little bitty targets like you.
Oh.
Yeah, mine's the next. A simple shot had a package of, or these little big orange targets. One's a inch, and the other's a big giant one. It'd be like somebody said it would be for a woods course because it's about that big. Then there's this one.
Is that the one with the two little tie-outs on each side?
Yeah, it looks like frog head. Yeah.
Yeah. I got those too.
Yeah, I got the small, but one of them I had it fishing line, so it'd hang down lower.
Yeah.
And then I kept shooting the string, the fishing line, so I put it with the bottoms of clippy things, the little metal clips, and put it on there, and it ain't come apart yet.
Oh, that'll do. That's what I got to do. I got to figure out a good thing with a swivel on, because I had those ones. I had them tied up, but then they get all twisted up inside, and they don't lie flat anymore. So I got to
Well,
get
what I do is I take them little black things with the metal. They're like paper clips, but they
Yep.
pinch. I take the two little things or one of them things and get me a soda can tab and run that through it and put that through the thing and then put that soda tab to hold the two little things at the top. What holds mine on.
Oh wow.
I'll have to send you a picture so you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I know for my cans I have those little can killers there that I designed and sent that off to Min, and he started making them for Sniper Sling.
Okay.
But I was telling him, I said those things are the best. Actually, I have a video from way back of me actually forging one. I took a little, yeah, I took a little piece of stainless steel rod, heated it up, and I was out there pounding it with my hammer in the torch, getting it heated up, give it a little twist, give it a turn. I made that little design with that little loop, and I sent it to Min. I'm like, hey, dude, you got to go ahead and make some of these things. These are I call them can killers, but they're awesome. You drop those inside, and there's nothing that'll let a can go. And over here in the West, we do a lot of can shooting. There's a lot of us that shoot cans. So he ended up doing the video, and actually he gave me he gave me credit for it. But he said, "Oh, I got this idea from Christopher Abel, which is my legal name, but nobody knows me by that name, right? Everyone goes by my middle name, so nobody knows who it was. But it's me."
Yeah.
That was my design. I sent it off to him. He was really cool to actually make those and get them out there, because they're I've never had a can come loose, never, not one.
Well, I go by my middle name too. Most people, family calls me that, but that's something that I've been doing since I was a little fella. Everybody called me Mike instead of Donald, and I didn't get called Donald till the Air Force, and yeah.
The only person that ever called me Christopher was my grandmother, and I mean, my parents called me Mark from day one all the way through, and I was just named after her father, so that's
okay.
That's only how it went. My parents wanted to call me Mark, so but they named me Christopher just to make her happy, pretty much.
And so she called you the name she wanted to. You always got to listen to Granny.
Yeah. But since she passed away, there's been nobody who calls me Christopher ever, except for it's all on my legal papers, unfortunately. And it's just not worth changing it, you know.
Well, it'll be all right. You can go by both your names. That's what you got them for.
Yep, that's what I got them for. So, but it's Mark, and actually a lot of people just call me ATO now, so that's just fine too.
I jump between them most of the time.
Yeah, pretty much it. It's always Mike for you.
Well, yeah, some people that knew me in my Kroger days call me Don, and my son, my son-in-law does, but that's about it. And my stepdaughter does, because that's what they knew me by.
Yeah.
What kind of fishing y'all got up there? What are you laughing at?
What kind of what?
What kind of fish do y'all catch up there?
Ooh. Well, I do in summertime. I do a lot of bass fishing, and pan fishing. But in wintertime, that's when ATO goes a little crazy. I like to go I like to go for muskie. It's the biggest predator we have up here in the waters. And my biggest one, I'm not sure if I have a video on it on this channel, but the biggest one I've ever caught was 52 inches long and about 22 inches in girth. And it had teeth like a German Shepherd. It was huge.
That's prehistorical fish.
Yeah, it was huge. It looks a lot like a pike, but it looks like the type of fish that eats a pike. So it's
most got a wider face, don't he? A wider jaw, or a pike, or more of a skinny fish.
Yeah, it's got a wider head, I guess, than a pike. A pike's kind of like more this way, and they've got all those lists of teeth inside there. But But the muskies have a much bigger head on them, and they get about double the size. So the biggest one
Okay.
the biggest one that was ever pulled out in the waters near me was 60 inches, which is
Jeez.
yeah, 60 inches and around 65 pounds. It's crazy. And
Can you eat 'em?
yeah, you could eat them, but I wouldn't. They're very, very bony, like a
Okay.
pike. Yeah.
Okay.
But, we've got a native guy that does tours up here. He's a fishing guide, and he does tours on here. He'll take people fishing for them, but they're not allowed to keep them. They all have to go back in the water. That's his rules. Everything gets returned back to the water. If you catch a world record, it don't matter. It goes back in the water, and that's it. And he's had a couple of them out in the St. Lawrence River and around this area, where he's caught some that were in that really high 50s and early 60s mark. And when he does, he never posts like 100% all the information on them. He doesn't
Okay.
want. Yeah, he's very careful about his fishery out here, which is cool because we
Yeah.
have a couple of other guys that come out here, and they bring people out here to do the fishing for these big monsters, and they're all about spreading the news on social media, which kind of sucks because, like, just to give you an idea, I had a spot where I used to go fishing, and I would go there during the day, for example, with a bucket with a say 100 minnows, and I'd hit the water by 5 o'clock in the morning. By 9 o'clock, I had to go get more minnows.
Dang.
Yeah, it was smashing fish all day long, and I would always keep like 7 or 8 fish for me to bring home. Catching like panfish, perch and things like this,
Oh,
or
yeah.
or crappie, something like that. And I would bring them. I'd bring 7 or 8 home, enough to feed my family for that day, and everything was good.
Yeah.
One day, this guy was driving across the bridge and saw me fishing there, and he showed up. He was I don't know where he was from. He was an Asian guy. He shows up, and he fished that whole winter just by himself. The next year, he showed up with everybody and their uncle, and they started. They took everything they caught. So they would go out into that spot, clean out the whole place. And I actually almost got into a fist fight one time on the ice, because we would get it onto the ice, and if I saw a guy fishing, 20 yards to the right, I would make sure that I gave the guy his space to fish his area and be fair. And I would put out my two rows of lines, and I would set up my lines up and do my ice fishing. These guys, if they saw you catch a fish in your hole, he would come 1 meter away and drill a hole right beside your hole and start fishing it. And that's not
Jeez.
an ethical way to fish. And I
No,
was yeah. No, and I told the guy, I said, "Hey, dude, you can't do that." He's like, "Oh, you don't own the river," and you just get like ignorant with me, and I started getting pissed. And the thing that really upset me is this guy showed up with a tent. He ordered pizza. You got all he ordered pizza right on the ice. Left the box there. They were chumming the holes with shrimp, which is illegal. They were fishing the whole time, just leaving their garbage, propane tanks, and everything on the ice when they left. And there was like a whole bunch of these little Chinese cigarette packs that they would leave on the ground. And I was like, the first time they came, they showed up and they left. I ended up picking up all their garbage and leaving, but I took pictures of it and I posted it in a bunch of fishing groups around the area. And I'm like, guys, if we're all considered outdoorsmen, take care of the outdoors. Don't leave your shit all over the place. And I'm hoping that somebody would see. So the second time they did that, they ended up showing up. They were all fishing. Again, the guy was taking these frozen shrimp and just crushing them up and tossing them down the hole, trying to chum the holes. And they started doing all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this, guys. And I called this, it's called anti-briconnage. It's an anti-poaching number.
Yes,
So
sir.
I called this poaching number, and I said, look, I've got a bunch of guys here. They're leaving their garbage everywhere. They're catching every single fish and leaving them. They're even catching predators like pike and killing them and leaving them on the ice because they don't want them to eat their panfish. And they weren't even keeping them. They were just killing them and leaving them there. And I'm like, no, that's unacceptable. So I called this number. The DNR shows up. They pull up and they start walking around asking everybody for their fishing licenses. Me and my buddy had ours. Every single one of them got busted. They were all fishing without a license. So they got tickets for fishing without a license, and they got tickets for all the fish that they had lying around on the ground, because every single fish you catch is another offense, I guess you could say. Yeah. So they busted them all. They all left. The very next day, they were all back again fishing, leaving their shit all over the place again. And I'm like, man, I've been cleaning up after you guys for the last little while. Stop leaving your trash everywhere. There's no exception for that. If you can't be respectful of our waters here, go back home and do that shit. Don't do it here. Like, enough. And anyway, I get a little bit passionate about that because there's so many times that go out into the woods, man. It's a pristine area. There's not many of them left. Stop turning it into a dump. You know? And then
if anybody ever asks me where my fishing hole, I tell them another place. I made a mistake one time fishing a local creek around here, and this old dude saw me doing it. Next thing you know, there he was. Every time I come to fish, right where I would normally be. It wasn't my hole, but you didn't, he said, I caught this and turned it loose. All right there, you're a liar. He didn't know. Anyway, I quit going there. But at that time, it wasn't grown up. And there's always one that'll ruin it for everybody,
Yeah. And that was the worst part about it, was that's the actual spot where I found that there was a huge crappie hole there. So I started fishing with my sonar and pulling crappies out of there. When they saw that, they started fishing for crappies there. And that's where I caught my personal best muskie, was in that hole, because it kind of worked like a big bowl, like a big toilet bowl, I guess you could say. And then on the sides of it, it was all weeds all the way around. And then it dropped down to 16 feet in the center. So it went from like 4 feet to 16 feet, and it had all this weeds and everything. In wintertime, all the fish went down there, and they were getting ready to bed. They're getting ready to bed for eggs. So the predators would come in, they would gobble up a bunch of those guys. They would get ready, and then the muskie would lay their eggs all in there. And man, they ate all the fish. And whenever I saw those guys around there, I wouldn't even fish for muskie there, because I know if they see me catching those, they're going to try to get those too. And it's a predator fish. They're just going to kill those things and leave them on the ice. And when I see a big female muskie like that, the only thing I want from that fish is to have a good 10 minutes of fun fighting it. I'm going to take that hook out, give her a kiss on that toothy mouth, and send her right back down the hole to be a dirty girl and make as many babies as she can. That's all I want. You keep those genetics going, girl. That's it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, I mean, they got to be there. I mean, if they don't, they'd be full of crappie and bluegill and everything else. It kind of evens out things, don't it?
Yeah, it's the balance. You need the balance, right? And now when you go and fishing there, all those people don't fish there anymore because they completely cleaned it out. I used to go there every single weekend for about 4 or 5 years. I used to go there, and I'd fish there all the time. Actually, I got videos on my other channel of me and my son fishing there when he was just a little guy, and we were banging perch and stuff out of there all day long. Get a bunch of eaters, come home, and that was it. Now you spend the whole day there jigging with maggots and worms and wax worms and whatever it is you can, and you're lucky if you even mark a fish. If you catch 2 or 3, it's a good day. I used to catch over 100 in a day, no problem. And they cleaned it out. They took everything. So I think there comes a point where if they clean out a hole like that, it's going to take generations. Yeah, I mean, our generations for them to restock that area without any pressure or fishing there. So,
well, there was one day a lady come in when I was working at Kroger. I was a checker, and this lady said something like she had a pond and didn't know where these fish come from because she put it in, there wasn't none. And then, so she got TWRA, which is, Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. And they said, well, ma'am, fish eggs can fly through the air. And then not only that, them cranes or herons can come in with the fish eggs on their legs, land there looking for fish and leave the eggs behind. So that's where her fish came from. She didn't stock none. And next thing she knew, she had fish swimming around in this pond at her house. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, it would be fantastic to have your own little pond or little spot where nobody knew, and you can just fish it, and it was protected and keep it in good shape. That would be awesome. But man,
right behind our house is that way. The guy that lives behind us has a 40-acre farm, and right in front of our house at the back, It's really behind, not in front. There's a pond, and it's got some. The bass don't really get big, but boy, the bluegill do. They get big,
Yeah.
about that and about that thick.
And bluegills are good eating too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
if
they're delicious.
bluegill ever got big fish like bass, you'd have to have saltwater gear to fight them because that's how strong they are.
Oh yeah,
You
they're
know?
feisty.
Yeah, how many times you got a little bluegill and you thought you had a whale? And here comes this little bluegill.
Yeah. Yep. I've in my area, we don't tend to usually get them pretty big. You know, like one about the size of your hand, you know, is
Yeah.
considered like a really, really big one. But 2 times in
Yeah.
my life, I caught monsters. Like monsters. I don't know where the hell these guys came from, but they were huge. And I thought for sure I'd caught maybe a walleye or something, but it was feistier than a walleye. It fought more like a bass in summertime,
Yeah.
which was crazy. Yeah, but wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, a bluegill and a bass are all sunfish, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, same family.
So
Yeah.
they're same species. I mean, same family. They're just a different shape. You could figure out a way to slingshot a fish. That'd be cool too.
Oh, you can. You can. Yeah. A few pieces of bread, and you just wait for them to come up to the top and time your shot right. I'm sure that would work. Andy Lowe, can you slow down while shooting? Man, you're just a blur. 100%. Andy the blur low or Andy the machine gun low. Oh, Hoggy froze again. All right, I'll take a couple of shots here while he's unfreezing. Yeah, he still froze. How many of you guys in the chat there still make your own natties and shoot them? I know I'm sending one of those out to Jake Foote. He won one in the raffle. He'll be getting one, and it's the one that kind of looks like a Spitfire. I don't want to give it away too much because he might be in here, or he might see this at some point. But I will be sending that off to him sometime this week. I think he'll like it. Shoots nice. Oh, there he is. Oh, there you are.
Destiny sent me a text and went up there to look at it on the phone, and it shut off the YouTube. It's all right. Yeah, you still shooting?
Yeah, I was just taking a couple of shots there while y'all froze up there. I got a couple shots in.
It'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, these lives are tricky sometimes. I had a while back where for some reason it wouldn't let me go live. I couldn't figure it out. Every time I wanted to do it, I had to shut my phone off, reboot it, I had to go back onto the what do you call it, the app store or whatever it is. Go inside, what do you call it? Remove YouTube, put it back on, and then do it again without the updates. And then I was able to go live. But it was like, man, I was trying to do it, and I'm sure there were some people that are getting pissed at me because it kept on sending notifications. Oh, ATO's going live. So a whole bunch of people wind up in the bottom of the chat, and I'm just like this.
Yeah.
Not moving.
Chuck and call it the Mikey weird face whenever he goes this.
Yeah. Whenever he does that, I'm always trolling him a little bit. I'm like, blink, Mikey, if you need help. Just 2 times, buddy. Yeah.
My favorite Mikey moment was when he was shooting, trying to do tubes or speed shoot. He kept hitting his roof of his awning thing.
Yeah.
He's like, and he go running around. But he finally got the hang of it. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mo? How you doing, buddy? Mr. Marcus in the house. Do that face again. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I started screenshotting some of the photos of Mikey frozen, and I was like, haha, I'm gonna do a video one of these days of all the expressions of Mikey, and just start putting them up there with little blips, you know. But I figured I would be good and not mess with him too much. I still might do it though.
My favorite Mikey moment was when he was shooting the slingshot Tony spinner, and then Tony come up, "Hey man, I didn't do it to you." He got
Yeah,
all mad.
dude, I'm sorry. Those slingshot Tony videos are just so funny. I was sitting there one day just going through them all with my son, watching all the shorts from Slingshot Tony, and he couldn't believe how
Yeah,
funny it was. Oh man, he's hilarious.
yeah, yeah. He's a man. Mary had all them trophies. He was wearing them, or stole the trophies. Then he had all the medals he didn't earn. Slingshot Tony, not Mikey, but he's a
Yeah,
man. He's a man. He
I
ain't
was.
done none of them in a while.
Nah, it's been a while, and you know it was funny because I was actually thinking about coming out with a character named Rick O'Shea. He was an angry Irishman, but I couldn't get the accent right.
Well, he's got that Italian down, don't he?
Yeah.
I mean, don't he? At least that's what I think he's doing.
Hey, Maxie writes here, ATO Mark. Just wanted to say how much I appreciate your live streams. Your energy and enthusiasm makes everything, every session enjoyable and fun. Keep up the amazing work. You're doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, Maxie. I really appreciate that, and it's nice to get some feedback from time to time. I appreciate it. All right, Andy.
Too.
For you, Andy, I'll do it. I'm gonna start collecting some freeze frames for Mikey, and we're gonna put together a little short just to bust his balls a little bit.
Do
Yeah,
it.
it'll be funny. Yeah. I got to see if I still have some of those stored up on my phone, so I got a good head start coming. It might be a little fun.
Which Andy?
Andy Lowe. Yeah, Andy Lowe's in the chat. Woo. Maya went a little bit blurry there. That was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Andy Lowe. Woo. Yeah, so I got a couple of videos planned for today. Hopefully we can get them done. I've got that one for Prime Fork, the Sirius. I got to get that video done. And I had a couple of ideas on shorts to do, but Benji got to it first. Benji got to it first with his peanut video there. So I had an idea, but I'm gonna have to wait and give it some time, and then I'll come back out with that. I'm gonna be hunting some superheroes. It'll be fun.
That was funny, that peanut one. Because it was shaming him, then he blew him up.
Yeah. that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, you know, like as a YouTuber, you know, you kind of get out, and I know like I haven't done any of these elastic tests in a long time, and I know a lot of people ask me for these, you know, oh, can you do those band tests? I'm like, it's fun to do the band test, but it gets boring sometimes. Like you're constantly going out doing the exact same thing, you know, and it's just like, man, it's fun, but it's just I need something that's gonna let me have some fun. Like and what made me realize that was actually when they did that Easter thing, the Easter egg thing, and one of the guys contacted me. He's like, "Oh, would you be willing to do a video?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do one." And we started doing those things, and I was talking to all the shooters, you know, the TTF guys, the OT guy, my brother from a different mother, my sister from other misters, and we went through the whole list. And I'm like, "You tube shooting animals," and I headbutt the screen. it was it was just a fun video to do, and I think I think it's something that's probably missing when you're constantly doing these the same old. You know, you got to mix it up a little bit. And I know a while back I had a blast doing. I think I was comparing the Signuses. It was Mark against the versus the Empire or something like that. And I had a whole bunch of little Lego men on the intro, and I heard they started talking shit to me, and I went over. I'm like, "Look at the balls on you, buddy!" And you can see the little Lego man looking up at me. Then one of the guys shot a little arrow, hit me in the face. I was really hoping that video was going to do better, but it didn't really do that better. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me to film. So I got to get a couple more of those with those funny little intros in there and see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like shooting the same frame over and over. Even though you might have to do it, it gets boring. You know?
Yeah. But you know what? The biggest issue for me for going away from the band testing was because I found that so many people just weren't getting it a little bit. Like everyone's so concerned about the speed, and it's not just about the speed. I had you know, a lot of people, oh, which one's faster? Which one's better? Which one? Like, look, guys, stop. I'm trying to show you what the maximum potential is of the elastic. From there, you got to test it out and see how it feels for yourself. But the most important thing that I test in all of these things is the draw weight. And everyone's worried about the speed. The draw weight is the most important thing out of all of those things. If where I'm looking at, if I can get around that, if I can get under 9 pounds on a 0.5 band, if I can get under 9 pounds on a 0.5 band with a maxed out band set, you're looking good. Because I'm not gonna shoot a maxed out band set. I am gonna drop that, you know, give it a little extra stretch in there. I'll add a centimeter to that cut. It'll probably slow it down from, let's say 310 down to like 295 feet per second, maybe 290. But the draw weight's going to be around 7.5 pounds. It's going to be super light, and that's going to make a huge difference in your accuracy. And everyone's just concerned about how fast you can get them to go. And I'm like, guys, I got to stop. That's why I took a long break, and I decided it was time to go ahead and make that new make that video I just released yesterday with the Omega Slings one. And I mean, for me, it's kind of hard for me to show what the difference is between all of those bands that I've tested in the past. But the most important thing is that draw weight. The lighter you can get that draw weight, the better, by still maintaining a good speed. And holy smokes, that Omega Slings bands, it's just crazy. I'm thinking about, if any of you guys in the chat are interested in, I'm thinking about starting to do some band testing on tubes and see what kind of speeds we can get and get a baseline with those speeds versus draw weight, and we'll see which one is the best. But not even really which one's the best, but which one you might be interested in. But the one thing I will say that a lot of other bands that are out there, I mean, imagine this. When I did the Sniper Sling black bands 0.5, I shot maybe 100 shots and my bands broke. So it might have even been less than 100 shots. When I did the Omega Slings, yes, they were a little bit slower, but I shot 150, maybe almost 200 shots with the bands, and they still look brand new, ready to go. I have them upstairs, and I'm going to keep shooting those bands until they die. There's not many bands out there that'll last that long, maxed out. Not even close. When I did Sumki, I got 60 shots, and they crapped out on me. So imagine that.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's just when we're getting broke in good sometimes, ain't it?
Yep. That's just a broken in band, and these ones were lasting far longer. Yeah, the speeds were good, but I mean, the speeds are good, but usually it takes me about 20 shots to really get the bands warmed up and start shooting right. And then once I got them shooting right, I mean, what do you got? Another 40 shots and then they're dead? That ain't no good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a bad exchange there. Boo hiss.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no good. So I think I'm gonna once I get a good feel for some tubes, I'm gonna start doing some testing on those too and see how it is.
Okay. So you did order those Amazon greens?
Oh yeah. I ended up ordering them from GZK's site actually. The GZK 1636s. I know you had mentioned to me for single tubes that they shoot nice, and you were absolutely right. They're nice.
They shoot good for double too. If you want to do doubles, they shoot real good.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah. The only issue I have with doubles, and I think I'm going to try shooting tabs with doubles, like, or loop tubes, I guess, is what you're talking about, right? A complete loop tube.
Yeah, it's where you can do it a loop, or you can do like Dan Hood. I think I sent you that link to him where you
Yeah.
take and put it at the pouch. You just got doubled, but same concept. But yeah. To me,
Yeah, but I think I'm going to try shooting those off of tabs, because I find when I attach them right to the fork, I find that I always end up shooting right with them a little bit. It seems to come off high. I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on tabs. I'm going to have the tab just go a little bit longer than the fork, and we'll see how that goes. And I think that'll solve all my problems with the top part of the loop pulling more than the bottom part, if you know what I mean. If that's making any sense. But I found I had to be very careful on how I draw with the loop tubes. I had to make sure I got them set up, and then I had to kind of draw differently, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's why I like the fork. You just pull up and it resets. It goes right in them little loop. You know, the little, what do you call it? It's got a dimple kind of thing. But you pull and it's already ready there. And then with the loop tube like that, you're aiming between the tubes. And then if you do the one that's doubled, you're shooting it just like flat bands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that way and give it a try.
If you're using the tab, you still shoot between the tubes because the tabs get it where it's like that instead of like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to try the tabs and see how it works.
Some believe tabs won't make you get a fork hit at all.
Yeah.
You have tabs on it, but I don't. Some say it makes them quieter. They don't flap as much when the tabs it goes out.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I tried a set of tabs on it because I was having trouble with my clips when I was putting with single screw clips. I was having a little bit of trouble where the bands would attach to it, and it would. I was getting a scuff in my tubes, and I was afraid one was going to snap off and hit me in the face. Yeah. So I started using a double screw clip like this one here, and I was dropping the tube folded up just right in the center of the two, and it was holding much better. Yeah.
So I had that issue with scraping when I was shooting the X with single tube through the fork. It would make a rub place on the top tube. So yeah.
But I wasn't having any problems with that kind of scuff, and I was getting much better life out of my tubes with a tab. The tab was lasting way longer. Yeah. So I think I'm going to stick with the tab and just mess around a little bit with either pseudo tapers or with loop tubes and see which ones I can get. Because I found the single tubes were still a little bit slow, but with a heavier a heavier draw weight than what I was used to with a flat band. So I'm going to try to mess around with a setup to see if I can get some more speed with a reasonable draw, and then I should be good. I got some practicing to do though, but yeah.
That's what it's all about, experimenting. I mean, you find out what works for you, and
But those
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. The 1632s with clays. So when I'm shooting the Texas Star that I have and that the battle tree thing, that's a lot of fun. That actually shoots real nice with clays. The 1632s. Those I won't change.
Yeah. Well, 1632 single shoots a quarter-inch real good too.
Yeah.
And it'll shoot 8mm. Some of pretty good. Yeah. I mean, and you can even shoot 9.5 with them, but they're not going to be as fast, you know.
Yeah. But the 1632s with clays, I found, man, they shoot real nice with those, and I think I'll probably stick with the 1632s with those, and when I go to 8mm steel, I'll use the 1636, and it seems to work out pretty good. I tried using a sleeve. So I was taking some 2040 tubes and dropping the 1632s or the 1636 inside for my high style or my speed shooting, testing those out, and it seems to work.
Yeah.
It
I tried that. Yeah, it keeps it from rubbing too, I think, don't it? Or let it stretch better or something.
Yeah, on the sleeve, it was wearing out more on the sleeve than it was on the tube. The only thing I
Yeah.
don't like about that is you don't really know when it starts to wear out on your tube on the inside. Like you really have to
Yeah.
stretch it out and check it because you might get a surprise one day. You know?
Get hit
Yeah,
in the face. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It
So
makes
that's
sense.
something I got to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they tell you to check every time you shoot anyway. Look at your tube or band, see if it's got places, rips, tires, whatever in it.
Yeah, I mean, I like to do that. I check them out on a regular, but I found when I was doing the speed, the high style / speed shooting thing, when I was giving that a go, it was that wear came really quick on those for some reason.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked. But when I went to just a single tube, I felt more comfortable, but I was having more of a hard time getting it locked into my frame with the clips, and I don't know. I think tabs for me is the way I like to go. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I say, a lot of people like tabs. I mean, they've been around a long time. Now, I think they started in with the original natties. They would tab them up and just put them on there because it was quieter, you know.
Yeah,
But I know they've been around a long time, and they even used to do flats like that. They'd tie them up on the end somewhere or another, in through the tab. Yeah.
so is that what your go to is? Are you more of a tab shooter, or you like to use clips or wrap and tuck, or how do you like to attach them to the fork?
Well, I like to use tabs even with wrap and tuck or clips. It gets it keeps it from being on the, I don't know, maybe the only two sling frames I'll shoot with the loop tube that it comes is one it's made for. Like, well, there's a torque, and then the top shot, and then I have a prototype of a Bill Hayes that they go on, and then I have a Ranger Uni Ranger shooter where you can shoot it through the fork or over the top, and they're made for the loop tubes all like that. But most of the time, if I want to modify or what I call put them on mine, is I'll use a tab or a single tube or like Dan Hood's. But I prefer tabs because I don't know, it just feels like it ain't quite as hard of a draw,
Yeah,
because
I
you
agree.
put it against the tab instead of all that, what.
Yeah, yeah.
But I ain't no expert anyway. I mean, you can see my scores and see that.
Yeah, but it's tricky, man, with tubes. It took me a while to really get that dialed in when I first started shooting them. And then when you gave me those tips with the single tubes of the 1636, and I did that video of me shooting tubes and hitting the clays and everything, it was like, wow, what a difference! Like this is way better. But I'm just concerned about the them. You're getting out, you're on a roll, you're doing some shooting, and with tapered flat bands, like 99% of the time, it always wears at the end of the narrowest part of the taper. So it seems safer, but with the tubes, I only really noticed it getting crazy wear at the fork end when I was doing the
Yeah.
speed shooting. When I was doing the regular shooting, it wasn't so bad for some reason.
Well, if you wanted to, too, you could take and make you just a small loop and put, if you want to use a single where it ain't a pseudo, but just put it on the tab that way, and then it ain't wearing. It's the same thing, but it's a single that's been tabbed, and then you've got without wear. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well,
You just don't make a big loop.
my last couple of sets that I made them with. I just took a leather pouch, cut it in half, and
Yeah.
I started using the tabs, and they lock into the clips better. There's no weird
Yeah.
bending of the clip. Everything was just, it was like, okay, wow, I found my way. This is good. But I want to try those pseudo tapers a little bit too, and see if I can get a little bit more speed out of them.
Well, you can also use paracord loop as a tab too. Put it on either side of your clip, and it'll hold that way. And then you got that loop, and you just put your tubes through that,
Oh
whatever
yeah,
your
yeah,
choice
that would
is.
work. Like a gypsy sling, kind of, right? Yeah,
I call it all just a loop piece of leather or
yeah.
string or paracord or something like that. So they work pretty good.
Oh,
Scout
we
setup
got a
like
question
that.
for you. We got a question for you from Lone Wolf Caddy Plinker. He wants to know. He says, Mark, would you
Yeah.
ask Don what his favorite slingshot is for us? I think I know the answer to this one.
What's that?
I
It's
think,
right now.
yeah,
It's my
I was about to
Rougarou.
say it's either the Rougarou or the Torque. It's one of the two.
Ruger torque and hold on. I kind of like my Tube Master too that Big Dan made me. That's a good
Oh, and it was
slingshot.
really nice looking too. Eh? That's the one he just sent you not too long ago. Yeah, that's a nice looking frame.
He made me a top shot like that too. I had requested, and it had that copper through it, and it's a. But he made it more ergo too. It's a sweet one.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a good shooter. Yeah.
Oh, it was Al's question, not the Lone Wolf Caddy Plinker. I think I missed Al's question. Lone Wolf was just backing him up. I think that's the case
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that Ruger is a good shooter. I mean, Chuckin did a good thing designing that one to me.
Oh yeah.
But offset or asymmetrical throws a lot of people off because it's got that longer thing. But that's what the torque is too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I tend to shoot a little lower. I tend to shoot a little lower on the. Somebody get rid of that's cool. That guy's got to go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chad. Appreciate it. Yeah, I tend to shoot a little bit lower with asymmetrical frames, but that's okay. It actually gives me I just have to aim a slightly higher with them, but I actually prefer. I think I actually prefer asymmetrical frames to straight ones, except for I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. For me, I prefer to get closer up to the fork tips. So
Yeah.
I don't know, the 2 or 3 asymmetrical frames that I have really have short forks, so that's why I like them. But I do tend to shoot a little bit low. I do tend to shoot a little bit lower with them. So
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah. But they're nice.
Well,
I like them.
A lot of people brace grip the torque, but I pinch grip it.
Oh, you pinch grip
yeah.
it?
What was that?
This one here is a Spitfire. This one here is a Spitfire made by it's Chuckin's design, but it's made by Prime Fork.
I didn't know it was asymmetrical. I thought it was a straight up.
Yeah, you got to have a long thumb for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool frame.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's kind of like a it's very similar to the Beagle from Prime Fork or Nick Hagerty. Actually, I think that's where the design originated from. But it's a nice frame, really nice, and it shoots great. I have a video of this doing a really long shot on a wiffle ball from like 25 meters or something, like 27 meters maybe. It was far. I was way out in the front of my house where I had to blur the address.
Yeah. Yeah. You're afraid he's gonna hit the side of the house.
Yeah, I was right out in the front of the house. I hit that thing from like 25 or 30 or 27 meters or 30 meters or something like that. I can't remember the distance. And then I came back to 20 meters and I hit the wiffle ball and it was on the move and I hit it a second time with it on the move, which was crazy.
While it was spinning or moving. Okay, that's cool. That's good shooting.
Yeah. Oh, Ethan says hi.
Hey, Rooster. And see, he's the one where I got that Rougarou from. I shoot so good.
Oh, that's the one he got. He's the one that you gave it to you there?
He sent to me, yeah. He told me he had one. I wanted one. I said, Rooster, I got one. I'll send it to you. So let me send you something. So I sent him a LT. I think his son stole it from him. You know. Did you ever hear what happened at ACC this year? Well, see, Nathan sent the pre-LT2s to ACC to kids as first, second, and third place kids shoot winners. You know, their division. Yep. But he had stipulations on that said, don't let your parents shoot these and don't trade them off to your parents neither. That's what he said. They could have them, but they couldn't let the kids shoot or even trade them off to their, or not let the parents shoot or trade them off to their parents.
Well,
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Oh man. Yeah, Nathan's a good guy. I'm hoping I can get a chance to meet him at some point.
He's the same way. as he is in his videos. He's just that he's a down to earth dude, and he's just like home folks. Yeah, he's a mess.
I know somebody from over at Simple Shot got upset with me one time on a post I made about the torque on the Simple Shot group. I don't know who it was. One of them got upset, and the other one stepped in and said they were both Simple Shot admins. But they basically, like I'd said, like, the torque's a great frame. I've done lots of good stuff with them, but the clips on them are just trash. Like, they just flopped around too much. It was too loose. And somebody over there got upset with me. And I'm like, look, dude, I'm not trying to be a troll here. I'm just saying, like, this could be improved. I understand that you're using that hole for tubes. You're also using it for clips and all that stuff. But when you're tightening up a clip, it shouldn't be rocking back and forth and moving that setup of your band out of the way. That's a problem, Anyway.
Yeah.
I basically told him, like, look, dude, I've done a lot of reviews on your stuff. I'm not here to troll you. I'm just trying to give you maybe I could have used different words, but I'm just trying to give you an idea that the clips on the LT are great. The clips on the torque could be improved. That's all I'm saying. And I just kind of looked at it. Yeah.
The torque on both. See, where the LT and the XT they're all straight, but the torque has a bow to it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of wiggle in there.
It does like this because it has that dip in the middle, so that's why they had to do them like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I tried tightening them up, it would always start snugging up, and then it would click like this, and my band would not be straight inside the clip anymore. And I'm like, this is a problem. I'd rather just wrap and tuck if that's the case. And anyway, it all worked out. I just wanted to make sure that nobody was upset with me over there over this. It seemed kind of like, I'm not trying to troll you. I'm just trying to say my piece. And somebody actually from Simple Shot came on there, and they're like, no, really? I think he might be onto something here. And they kind of like calmed it down. The original guy that had mentioned it to me was saying that, aren't you being dramatic? And they got like, I'm like, look, dude, he took it really bad, but it wasn't my case. It wasn't
your opinion, but
yeah. I
I
wasn't trying to be a dick, but I guess maybe I came off that way. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. They're good folks. They
they're
good stuff. Yeah.
Hoggy, I was afraid I missed you guys. Coin workers in the house.
Yeah, hey, coin worker. He's a cave. He brought Dutch to HST last year, right? And all the kids took the squeaky things that was running around blowing them at each other. They like because they were squeaks, like when you squeeze it.
Yeah.
They took all them.
Smo says, Mark, I promise it wasn't Nathan. He doesn't involve himself in a social media site. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Nathan. And I mean, to be honest, I probably wasn't using the best language either. I wasn't trying to be a troll. That wasn't my case. But I don't know who it was, and I'm not really not too worried about it. But
I bet it was Nathan to calm them down because that's the kind of feller Nathan is.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine so. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely seems like a good guy. I've got no hard feelings or anything about it either. Just I just wanted to clear the air a little bit if that was the case, But it is what it is, how they say it. I could see some people getting upset about people talking crap about their stuff that they put hard work into. That I understand. Yep. I absolutely love this frame. Asymmetrical sometimes seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, I like it all the time, but I shoot different. But asymmetrical is my thing.
It is, eh?
Most of the time, yeah.
I know that's why I ended up sending you that torque there. That torque was giving me trouble. It was a bit too wide for me, but I know you seem to get along well with it, eh?
Sometimes. Yeah, that's what got me through up to the second round of the can cut at Swamp Stomp in 2022. I shot a torque. Yeah, then my bands got tangled up, and I didn't know enough at the time to have another one set by, so something like that happened. I was untangling, and I come back, and then the person got me on. I did.
Oh no!
Right, I went to
What,
the
what
third
was
round.
what was the deal with that? Was it the fastest person to cut their can, or the most cans, or what was the deal?
No, it was you had on a 2x4, a horse, and you had so many on each side, and maybe you had your own on each horse. Yeah, they were side by side, and you went across, and whoever got done first was the winner. So, yeah, it was a head-to-head can cut, sort of like how they do the knockdowns now.
Oh, that's fun. Me
Yeah.
and my son, we used to do
Yeah.
we used to do can chasing. So we'd take our cans, we'd throw them out, and then we had to shoot them to bounce them along the floor until we got them to a finish line. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I saw they used to in competition they'd have a can walk to a certain specific place, and I saw Nathan and Bill Hayes shooting at each other like that. Nathan Master, Bill Hayes. Nathan won. Yeah, they were shooting at this can across wherever it was, and that was part of the competition.
Yeah, that's
a lot of pressure.
With all those people watching and all that. Woo.
Yeah, I mean them. That's what was a big thing about to me this year at East Coast. They had all those knockdowns, but you had 1,100 eyes on your back, back there watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of intimidating. And then you got everybody right up on you. So you know what I mean?
Hey,
I mean, when you were doing.
Have you tried the Torque X, Hoggy?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I've shot it. I've got a Snug version of that I got from Ethan too.
Because somebody, I think it was Coin.
Yeah,
I think Coin wrote. Yeah, it was Coin. He says, "I love the Torque X. Apparently not the best seller, but it's a good shooter. I hope it gets clip treatment." But I don't know. I think I seen Can Vandal's video on it when it first came out, and it looks like a really nice frame. And I think it's is it still a 95 Coin? Do you guys know if it's still a 95, or if it's a 90, gotten a little bit thinner?
I think it's more ergo. I know that for sure. You can pinch grip it easier than the original.
I never tried it, but it looked like they improved the clips on everything, which to me was the major issue with the Torque, the original one anyway.
The Torque X don't come with clips. It's still a wrap and tuck still.
It's a wrap and tuck only, or a two-shooter?
Yeah, as far as I know, they haven't come out with any kind of a mod. It don't take loop tubes at all. You'd have to tab them if you wanted tubes on it.
I thought I saw it with clips. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was the.
Maybe somebody modded it that way.
Oh, maybe, but it looked like a nice. Looks like a nice frame. A little bit smaller.
Well, if you like more ergo and where you can pinch grip it, you ought to try it. It's worth the try anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll give it a shot one day. See how it goes.
It's flat. It don't have the swoop in the middle, so it's more flat. And yeah.
The Smo says that Torque X is more like 92-ish, so it's a little bit more narrow than the original Torque.
Yeah. The Smo don't like the Torque X, as far as I know. He shoots the Torque original.
Yeah, Smo says the OG Torque is for men only.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
that's why you got a whole bunch of them.
Torque period. Torque period for men only is what it is. Because the Torque is really an intermediate shooter. It ain't meant for beginners.
No, that's true. Yeah, I think a lot of new shooters have a little bit of trouble with the asymmetrical frames for some reason. I don't know why. I find they hold better. They feel more comfortable, but
Yeah, I like them better, but that's why there's so many different kinds. Even that Axiom X, that Pro, you can take and make it. I made the one I got. I found it on eBay or something, and I made it asymmetrical because I made the right side go out further and the grip and everything.
Yeah, I haven't tried doing that with my Axiom X yet, but I like it. It's real nice. It shoots real good.
Yeah.
I had it set up at around 88 millimeters, and I took the clips and I flipped them around so I don't have to worry and have that fiber optic in my way when I'm shooting because I like to shoot off the fork tip, right? So when I got out there, I did a video of me shooting the Axiom X. I think it was just shooting, and I think I probably put somewhere like 20 or 25 shots through a center of a 40 mil flipper, but not on a flipper, on a paper, a 40 mil target center, and I completely chewed up the inside with nothing else on the outside. I did some great shooting with that thing.
It's a good frame. Nathan said it's meant to, so if you want to try a certain width, you can do that, and then you go buy that slingshot. You can do
in my opinion, that's
want.
probably one of the best frames for a new person to try out. I mean, you can't do TTF with it, but that's okay. I don't tend to like frames you could do TTF and OTT at the same time. I find it's kind of better to do. It's probably one of the best for just checking out your width. So in this case, you could do like I think it goes down to as small as 80 or 85 or something, and it'll go up to like 95. So you've got like a full centimeter, maybe even more of movement in that thing. You could really dial in what you like to shoot.
Yeah.
Try asymmetrical, non-asymmetrical.
Yeah.
You can really mess with it and get something really nice. And the fact that you can adjust the grip, the grip point of it too, to really make it fit your hand better. It's a big win. And I think the one thing I was worried about that frame was there's so many moving parts in there, and you'd have to tighten things up and loosen things up. And after shooting with it a lot, it would come loose. Mine's never come loose, not once. No. Yeah,
it's quality.
It's a great
it's
slingshot.
well, very well.
And for anybody just starting out, if you get that as your first slingshot, you'll really figure out what fork width suits you and your anchor point for sure.
You know what the snug method is, don't you? You ever seen that? It's basically something that Robert personally rediscovered, and you drill 2 holes on different points of the frame, like down low and up high, and you take a continuous loop of tube, and then you shoot that.
Is that?
It's like waves, but you have it go all the way around. You just take one single piece of tube, and you tie it just like you're going to do a giant frame, or frameless. Which that's the devil too, to make frameless and pickle.
Oh, there'll be none of that.
But anyway, I like my fingers. But that I've got a snug version of the Torque X, which is pretty cool.
I think GZK recently just released a tube shooter that's like this, where it kind of goes down through the bottom, the inside, and then hooks into this little thing down at the bottom, and it looks pretty nice.
This is similar to that, but it goes through 2 sides of the bottom, and then you can wrap it around the top to make it not quite as long or whatever. Yeah. Robert, this was one that he had, and Ethan sent me that one too, because he couldn't shoot it. He said, or didn't like it as good or something.
Yeah, I used to love watching Robert's videos, but you don't see him online that often anymore.
Well, he's on his adventure.
Yeah.
In his he's traveling out west all over. He works at things, and he's a little van he made. He called it Galileo. He's going to be at HHST this year, and he's going to make the circuit from there to all the tournaments. He'll start at the way I understand it, he'll go to HHST, maybe SRSS, then next year the East Coast, then whatever else, So he's coming back home to roost, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah. Rooster says Robert has went nomad.
He said, what now?
He said Robert has went nomad.
Yeah, he's nomad. Yeah. He's living in his van. But he's not a bum. He's working. He gets
Oh
jobs.
yeah.
I think he's working in a fireworks place or something. He said.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Hey, we got
right now.
brother King's in the house. How's it going, brother K? Hope you're doing good, buddy. All the way from Finland. Robert's on a mission though. Going to show up at HSC as a sniper. Yeah, I bet.
He is serious. He's talking like he's going to come in with his gasser and shame us all to the unforbidden kingdom.
I like that gasser. It's a cool looking slingshot.
It shoots good. It's like a torque, but not a torque. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a sweet frame.
Yeah, I used to watch him shooting that thing on that's that one that's like it's kind of like a skeletonized slingshot, right? If I'm thinking of the correct one.
The original gasser he made, it was he said he took LPPS and took and made the gasser out of it. Then he made the gasser, and then he let Smo take it when Smo was still making them, and then they made a long frame gasser. Then they started making a smaller one, and so Smo modified it some, and now Smo even had one with clips. But I've got green G10 that Smo sold. Then I've got an aluminum one, and I've got one he made me for when he went to aim. It's purple, black with purple inserts. I need to start shooting that one and see if I can get something going with it, because it's a nice frame. That'd be funny to come up there shooting that at HHST with Robert, wouldn't it?
Oh, Coin's not a fan.
A fan? He's not a fan of gasser?
No. What is brother Casey? Last week raining. My holidays are over. Tomorrow back to work and weather should be whole week 25 plus, no rain. Isn't that always the case there, brother K? That sucks.
That sucks.
You got we just helped Smo get through a workout. He said, you guys got me through my workout here. Just finished 30 minutes on the stair climber and 30 minutes on the treadmill. We're keeping you in shape, Smo.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a workout fiend.
Yeah.
Stair climber. Boo hiss.
Oh, Coin's got about 4 of them. So he doesn't hate them.
4 gases?
Yeah.
So he does hate them or don't?
No, he don't. He likes them. If he's got 4 of them, he must like them.
Oh yeah, he better if he got 4.
Unless he got 4 of them just to torture him. I'm gonna frame it all.
Yeah, he's gonna hang him up and shoot at him. Yeah. Like I want to do that target at Swamp Stomp, get it and jump up and down on it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a fan of these pouches. Yeah, I've done a little bit of shooting with them. Done a little bit of shooting with them, and I can't seem to get on. I tried 2 different frames, and I don't like the release on them. They kind of stick to my hand a little bit. It's weird.
Okay. Too much fur.
Gwen's probably the nicest one I've ever made. Oh, yeah?
What? Smoke said that?
Yeah.
Well,
Smoke said... Oh, now you're in trouble, Smoke.
He should say the one he made me is the best one he ever made.
You got Hoggy mad at you now.
No, I don't know what he made for coin.
Yeah.
It's probably that bubble gum one or something.
Yep. Not a fan of these. Check this out here. So they got 3 little holes in them. When you put your ammo in there, the inside of those little holes, it actually feels, I don't know if sharp is the word, but you could feel the edge of it like it, I don't know, it kind of grabs on. So when you're letting it go, it kind of gives you like a little bit of a scrape. I really don't like them. These are a nope for me. I think if it didn't have those other holes, I'd like them. I think everything else would be good. for those little holes. I don't, but it does let it sit kind of nice, like a pit locating a little bit. It does make them a nice flat grip, but the hole is just a little bit sharp. Ethan says here, I don't care.
You could take your knife and
Yeah, I might be able to shave them off or do something with them. I don't know. Ethan here, he says,
what is
yeah, he says, I don't care for them either, ATO, but my wife won't shoot anything but them pouches. Oh, no. Oh, well, just give them, just make a whole bunch of sets for your wife and let her shoot those things. Well, let me know, and I'll send the 2 I have down to you, too, if you want them. Yep, I can't get along with these things. Yeah, can't do it.
Lito Coin Walker said, LOL, sorry, Hoggy, mine is better. I see him.
Yeah.
What a hateful thing to say. That's hateful, ain't it? Everybody thinks theirs is the best.
You can always count on Coin to stir shit up, eh?
Yeah, he does that really good, don't he? Even in his lives, he does.
Yeah.
That's why they call him the sniffer, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to get Coin on here one of these days and do a live shoot with him. It'll be fun. We'd have a great time.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Y'all get banned from YouTube forever. You know.
Maybe. We could tag team and just attack Mikey the whole time. It would be a good fun.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Mikey, what a character.
Yeah.
He's a mess.
Oh, Smo says you got the full size frame though.
Who, me?
Yeah, you got the full size frame.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Huh.
Well, we might have to wrap this one up there, Hoggy. I'm just about out of battery here.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining me. I know that you weren't too sure if you wanted to come on here live, but I'm glad I got you on here, buddy. I had a great time.
It wasn't live. As I had some kind of stomach thing going on yesterday. I was pooping over the moon, and that ain't no fun. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's never a good time.
Too much information, I know, but I wasn't anxious over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But as
we'll
long as
let you go.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Hoggy.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk, buddy. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining on the live. We'll see you again soon with another one. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.